due for regression and not a playoff lock, Tyler. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I've heard that a lot. I actually. So, would you say you're more confident in the Buffalo Bills? Because I do consider that to be a valid take as of right now. Would you say you're more confident in Josh? Okay. So you're saying you'd want to see them low. Anybody else, Tyler? That's an interesting point that you're making there. New England down. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit high on the news about the AJ Brown possibilities to New England. Move the Niners to Super Bowl contenders from Jaco Lopez, 67. Bass, thank you for following. I appreciate you. Good to see you in here. Let me know what you want to change about this. The South I like, Chargers, Chiefs being back. Gonna be tough to make it. How many teams do you see out of the AFC West? Probably two. I know that the NFC West expectation is honestly something like three teams getting in there, but AFC West, I'm feeling too. Like it'll be tough to shift through all of that, or maybe at the right word is sift through. Is it going to be the Chargers? Is it going to be the Chiefs or the Broncos that don't get in? It's just because the East, you've got the Bills and the Pats. In the South, the Jags obviously in Houston, and the Colts if Daniel Jones is healthy. It's a really deep division. Conference, man. I got to get the words right. Let me up, Bass. Bass Reborn. Did you follow on the other Bass? Bass, do you have two pages? There's another Bass in here. What's going on, Bass Reborn? What team are you supporting? Who do you think should be up a little bit higher on this list, Bass? Low man, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Did I miss another question? Oh, from Jaco Lopez, my guy Jaco Lopez. Make sure you're following Jaco. Good to see you in here. I got no issues with what's going on, Alicia. Good to see you. You don't have two pages, Bass. Do you see up? If you scroll up a little bit, you'll see another Bass. He just followed me, so I appreciate you, Bass. Rooting for the Dolphins, Bass. I've continued to talk about them. The Jeremiah Smith Bass. What do you got? You want to hold on? Let's see. What's going on? What's going on, Bass? How we doing? I got you on here for.
Okay. I feel like Tyreek he'll do way better.
Okay.
I feel like he'll like carry our team to at least
For what team?
Wild card. Huh?
Dolphins. Well, he's not there anymore. Bass Reborn. He got cut, right?
Yeah, but they say he's gonna try to resign him back.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's good. What's going on, DJ? Good to see you. Yeah, for them right now, I do, Elias. Yeah, I got no issues with checking out other people's content. Yeah, I do. I do typically sub my other people's channels. But my guy Bass Reborn, thank you for sharing that in there. I appreciate you. Make sure you're following Bass Reborn. It's a good point about Miami that you were talking about Tyreek Hill there. I want to see Jeremiah Smith in a Miami Dolphins uniform. Do you know about JJ Bass Reborn? That's a guy that could be a Miami Dolphin in the near future here. So we're excited about what that could potentially be. Cross Newton, Elias, I don't know. Do you produce content? Do you got music? Do you talk? What? I'm curious. You can't trust Chargers in the playoffs, so I think they're in the yellow with the Cowboys right now. Cross Newton. Let me know what you think about the Chiefs. I mean, do you think they're too high, too low? What's your take on the Chiefs? It's a fun team to think about for next year because my take on them is that they have been the most dominant team in football, obviously, over the last decade with 7 straight AFC title game appearances and went to 5 Super Bowls. So one down year. What's up, Panthers fan? Good to see you. You can obviously see your squad is up there in contenders. One down year and an injury to their starting quarterback and Xavier Worthy not being healthy, getting hurt in the first game of the season. My take on them is I need to see what they look like early in the year. Obviously, with a healthy Patrick Mahomes, they're a contender every single year. I don't know what he's going to look like. I know he's been throwing the football in in the earlier part of this offseason, and he's looked fine, but I got to see him get hits. I need to see him take contact and be able to bounce up. His mobility is such an important part of his game. I like it. I like what they did with Peter Woods. Mansour Delaney was the best corner in this class by far. I'm still a big fan of Omar Norman Lott, who they took out of Tennessee. I've got the Chiefs probably going 10-7 next year and getting a wild card. I'd be more confident though in Denver or the Chargers winning the division. Cross Newton, I hope that covers your question there, my man. Cross Newton, make sure you're following. Happy to go in depth a little bit more. Go Bears from J. Yair. Absolutely right. Yeah, Panthers fan, and look, I got no reason to take them down unless we're getting absolutely toasted here. Right? So we're going to keep them in that category, see what the public feeling is on where they currently are ranked. Good. Steelers always in the wild card, Alex. They are. They've got a high floor. They always have as high of a floor as everybody because they've consistently had good defense, one of the highest paid. My name is Josh. My name is Josh Blender, Elias. I don't think I've seen you in here. Thank you for being in here. So what did you say? Post random stuff, mostly fishing videos. There you go. I would assume those are the passions. Steelers in the wild. That's right, Alex. They certainly are in my guy. Alex, make sure that you are following. We're going to be here about 2 hours and 15 minutes, folks. Not a crazy marathon stream. We may be on later tonight. Don't exactly know yet. We've got a couple things on the schedule for today outside of the stream. Sean Tuber, what's going on? Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you following. Lil Fabs, Steelers gonna go 8-1 and get the 9 seed. So just miss out on the postseason. Another tie this year. That was one of the best games of the season last year. People disagree with me on that. I still thought that was one of the best 5 games of the year last year. The tie with the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. Did you forget the Jaguars 5-peat coming up? Look, I mean, fringe generational coming out of Clemson was Trevor Lawrence. There was the disappointing playoff performance against Ohio State in that semifinal after they beat them and they advanced to the Natty and got beat by 2019 LSU. There's nothing wrong with that. And Trevor showed last year the traits of why he got drafted. He was very consistent. Stop spamming. Do you think Tank Dell will be in the top 15 in the wide receiver category from KJ? Game 7 of Spurs is tonight. That is exactly right. Eagles are easily playoff locks. We've only missed the playoffs in 2020 during COVID with Jalen Hurts his first year, right? We've been to the playoffs the last 8 or 9 years. What more do you need? I need to see Lane Johnson be healthy to start this season. He's been awesome on the right side, solidifying and protecting for a number of years now, as well as anybody. And it can concern me last year with him going down. And I thought they would go that direction, and Howie obviously didn't in the draft. So with the improvement of Washington, right, they had a weapon in Williams, they had Katron Allen, Sonny Styles. Washington's a better team, and you're not even talking about the health of Jaden Daniels. And that's the biggest thing for Washington to potentially have them being a contender next year. With Jaden healthy and playing at that same level, I wouldn't be shocked. I meant it was still a playoff lock. We made the playoffs. No. I got you, Philly Eagle. We're on the exact same page. I'm just kind of talking it through. Dallas, New York, and Washington improved. And I would make the argument that Philly is the same caliber team. And if they lose A.J. Brown, that they're going to be the same level. I know that there could be a disagreement there just through my lens and where I'm analyzing that division right now. I feel like the other 3 teams have gotten better, especially if Jaden's healthy. Dallas defensively, they were the worst in football. Stop spamming the Ravens rushing stats. I apologize for that, Timeless, but I'm going to probably say that a lot more. And as you know, people that come in talking negatively about Baltimore, they simply just don't know that. And in the fall, when I do my long form content, I'll talk about it. You're correct, because Harbaugh's gone, though, Timeless. He's no longer with the team. and he was the coach for each of those years. So what does it look like for them in the future with them? We don't know if it's going to translate. Right, a lot of that had to do with Derrick Henry. Andre, Falcons to the Super Bowl tier from Andre. From Tua, from Michael Penix, which quarterback would need to play well? Look, they have the most talent of anybody in that division. I'd even argue more so than Atlanta, whose defense is by far the best there. And it's simply up to the quarterback. I remember being a little disappointed in the Chargers last year. You think they're going to be good? I do think they are going to be great. I've talked about the offensive line. I've spammed my feedback on the Chargers about having a healthy offensive line is going to take them into the next level where they can win multiple playoff games and be a contender for the Super Bowl next year. Rise up, baby. Hellenic. Colts go to the Super Bowl if Jones stays healthy. I can't disagree with you. They were 8-4 before he got hurt. I want to say against the Jaguars. Hellenic. And they had balance with the rushing attack and brought in Sauce, and that they made the move. Right? Ballard made the decision, went after it. It backfired in their face, worse than I've ever seen. Nico, good to see us. Good to see you. And I can't disagree with it. Hellenic and Andre, both of you guys, make sure you are following. Mauricio Ramos, make sure you're following as well. Thank you for supporting and watching the live. Good early afternoon to everybody. What is bread and circus refer to? Ravens all the way from Trippy Mushroom. Man, you know, we talked about it, right, with Vegas. Improved a heck of a lot on both sides. When you add a player that is that cerebral with Tyler Linderbaum and you retain Max Crosby, and you still have the question mark about your outside weapon, though, for Vegas next year. Dallas is better than Buffalo. Wanted 1868. We're on the same page. You're coming in a little hot into the chat, but you should know that I believe as the highest ceiling is anybody in the league next year, up there with the Broncos, the Rams, anyone, San Francisco, even the Texans, if they have good play from Stroud. It's just dependent on their defense. Do you really think it is total effing BS? All right, Panthers fan, take care. Thank you for being in here. You really think it's BS that we haven't even seen them play a snap yet? With this new defense that they're immediately going to be better than the Bills, who've been to 6 straight divisional round games, right? I don't think you fully believe what you're saying there. Hellenic, thank you very much for following. You can. Why did the Cowboys go into the same selection as Steelers? Yep, that's a good call out there, Timeless. We did move them up. I mean, we have the ultra amount of confidence in the additions that they made in the draft right now. And you could argue that the Cowboys' ceiling is higher currently, and their floor is lower than Pittsburgh, but they've got a higher keep pounding Brock. That is exactly right. Good to see you, Brock. But it's for Dallas, it's been the theme. They've had unbelievable seasons. They've been the best team in football, arguably, with McCarthy. They were, 12-5 or won 12 more games 3 years in a row. And they didn't get beyond the divisional round. I believe it was 2 wild card exits to San Francisco and Green Bay. And then you saw a divisional round loss in there. Man, I'm forgetting who they got beat by in the divisional rounds in that window with McCarthy. I think it was San Francisco, right? Do you think the Patriots are better than the Bears, even though the Pats have an easy schedule? Brock, appreciate you. Thank you for the rose. Like the changes to the chart. Niners should be Super Bowl or bust. I get it. I just have too many concerns about guys coming back. Are they going to retain what they were? We're going to find out who's better when the Patriots go and play the Bears. Is that a Thursday night game or is that a Monday night game? Which one is, do you know, Pedro, right now? I could look it up, obviously. I believe the Monday night, Bears-Seattle, Thursday night, Bears-Patriots at Soldier, and then Sunday night, the Bucks at Soldier, if I'm not mistaken, Pedro. I can't put them over a team that was just in the Super Bowl as of right now, especially one that might be adding in Brown. That's your power ranking. What are you using as your base of information? Sean, I am using my eyeballs right now, as well as there may be a bribe or two in there. There's been a donation, one or two, that's influenced the rankings a little bit. We have operated as an entity that has been influenced by dollar amounts somewhat here. Nothing egregious as of yet, as you can tell. Like, there's not anything here that you probably egregiously disagree. Like, think that's atrocious. I'd probably say maybe a team's one category lower, maybe one category higher than they should be, but the influencing has had a factor. To answer your question, though, Senor Frijoles, I think I called you Sean. I apologize. Is Mahomes coming back early? Some Raider fan gonna pay 200 to go up to contender. Uh, if they do pay, if they don't, it's the same thing to me, Jeffrey. To be honest, if they do, obviously that detracts from the credibility of me coming on here and talking. People, it's gonna make them scroll faster. Bro, you have a great weekend, Pedro. I appreciate it. Thank you. Unlike Hamilton, so they give it, they don't. It's the same thing. We're gonna be happy either way. Yeah, of course. We got to be honest. If we're not honest and true to our word here, then it's tough to build a relationship with you guys and actually build a fun and positive community that can grow over time. If I don't do what I say, mean, and you know say what I mean, right? Is Justin Jefferson gonna have a better season this year, or his talent going to keep being wasted? I actually think that Justin Jefferson can be one of the top three fantasy receivers. If it applies to you more so for fantasy, I don't know, Shiglett, or if it applies more to you, like with Minnesota having success. Look, Kyler Murray's going to spam him. We remember when he had DeAndre Hopkins, he just kept pounding the football to him in 2020. A lot of people remember that Hail Mary he caught against Buffalo. He's going to get volume. If Kyler's the starter, there's going to be a lot of volume at Jefferson. They should be lower. I don't think Caleb Downs will be good against the run. Too small. I've only seen him miss 3 tackles in his career. There could be more, but from me throwing it up on the screen, I've only ever seen him miss 3 tackles, and I could practically, name them to you. It was not a common occurrence with him. There was one this past year. There's one in the semifinals against Texas, and then there was one his freshman year in Alabama where he got run over. That could happen if he sees Derrick Henry. Niners are good, but I don't know about playoff locks. Their window is closing fast, Steven. It's a very good point that you're making there. How are they playoff locks if they have all of these injuries? But Nico is number 1 fantasy pick receiver for Collins. I've got him in my, what do I have him right now? My top 10. Nico Collins currently, I believe, is where I currently have Collins. Didn't do as much. 5'11", 200 is good. I would be happy if he was 220. I would be as well. And that might be the biggest concern. It's not even, is he smart enough to play in this game? Is he quick enough? Is he good enough form tackler? Does his body have the longevity to be able to stack up over time to what the demands will be? And Nico Collins, and that's a good point. We're going to throw up, fantasy rankings. We're going to put up top 10 running backs or top 20 quarterbacks, receivers, and do those rankings in the future as we get closer to the season. That stuff's going to start to come in. I'm saying it's really hard to do that, Jeffrey, and they were all above 12 wins. 3 teams can get that. Yep. 3 Broncos shouldn't be Super Bowl or bust. Bengals should be up a tier, 2 or 3 tiers. Look, if you guarantee me Joe Burrow is healthy right now, I'll put him in absolutely in the contender category. So that's 2 tiers without a doubt. 3 I agree with you. 3 make sure you're following. Steven, make sure that you are following. Thank you for being here in the chats. Pepper, we not Super Bowl or bust. We got plenty of time. Are we talking about the Rams, Seattle, Denver? I would guess Denver. Young quarterback in mix, younger than the other 2 that are also on that list. Pepper would be my guess. Yep, the Broncos. I got you, Pepper. I'm excited about them. They have now entered the chat as a top 5 receiver duo with Waddle, who's going to be the better receiver? Doesn't really matter. They're going to complement each other so well. It's going to be a lot of fun watching it. And my man Pepper, make sure that you're following. I think this is. Have you been in here before? Don't know if I've seen you. Thanks for coming on in. We just chat football every day here. Hellenic, I'm a Bears fan. Diehard Bears, Ohio State Buckeyes. Going to be going out and getting some content. I think I'll see Ohio State play USC this year. Go out see the Bears for maybe 2-3 games during the regular season. I live in Los Angeles, so we're going to try and get out there. It's just always a matter of like we film, during the games, and if I'm out on site, I obviously can't have my phone, my laptop, and be recording content. So it's a matter of do we film on site and getting vids on location there, and it's more interactive and out doing the action, or is it just at home and getting it in a controlled environment? Is kind of the decision that I have to make there. So maybe 5-6 weeks of the season will be out, and the other 2/3 of the year will be recording from home. Tay, Seahawks Super Bowl or bust? Yeah, I've got them there, Tay. There could be a little bit of a disagreement there with you, but I think Dejarian Price fills the hole that you could be losing with Walker. He's not going to be as good. He's not as good as a pass catcher and with that same level of burst. But I'm excited about him, and he'll fill the gap, if you will, until Zach Charbonnet is how he goes by now. Until he's back, they added Julian Love, right, from Arkansas, the corner. He'll compete for a starting role with Job and with Witherspoon. I like what Seattle is. And after winning the Super Bowl, my main reason I've said it, I'm sorry if I'm saying the repeating thing. Timeless made a good point that I've repeated a couple of my points. It happens when you're talking to 100,000 people on live over the course of a month. But look, Seattle, they were the only team the last 2 years that made the playoffs that was bottom 20 in turnovers. I think if Sam Darnold cuts that out, that you're looking at a team that could actually have major improvement there, Tay. So my man Tay, make sure that you are following Tay. Great to have you in here. And look, I got a lot of respect for what Seattle's doing right now. And I see no reason why they don't go into next year with more positivity early and more attention on them than last year. It was egregious how poorly they were covered from the get-go. Blowout wins against teams like, I think, Washington, New Orleans, and they weren't really respected. And all the credit was going to the Rams. Tyler Shuck going to show out this season. Saints going back. And I apologize, people on YouTube. I think a lot of you guys are familiar here. We go back and forth between the TikTok and the YouTube chat, kind of incorporating everything. So I apologize, guys, if I don't get to your comments. There's a lot coming in here. I will get to you eventually. If there's any sense of patience, I will get to you. But I try and give longer-winded answers when I can. So Ashi, or is it? I think it's Ashi is my guess. Tyler Shuck going to show out this season. Saints getting back in the playoffs. So their last playoff appearance would have been the loss to Minnesota. Guys, moderators, let's get Oliver. I don't know what's going on there with Oliver there. Ashi, Tyler Shuck going to show out this season. I could see it. I've been talking a lot of hype about the New Orleans Saints the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, adding Oscar Delp and defensively, right now they're expecting to be in the top half, maybe top third of the league in defense like they were a year ago. I like it, Ashi. I really like Shuck. Big arm. He can move. Kellen Moore's going to... Mike, every single time, Mike, you come on in here and you come in guns a-blazing. But my man, Ashi, make sure that you're following. Appreciate you in here. Niners should be Super Bowl or bust. I've never seen such an injured team full of twos be that good. It was unlike anything we've really seen. Mac Jones going on the road, prime time, and knocking off the Los Angeles Rams. Timeless. When have we ever seen that timeless? But again, that tough division, and a lot of guys coming back. So I've talked about it. Imagine healthy wide receiver and D-line. It would be fun to imagine a Lance 4-9-5. You can't have the Panthers as contenders, but have the Bucks and Saints under playoffs. Playoffs. Carolina showed us a lot of what their defense is last year, and they got better. They added a guy they're expecting to be a double-digit sack statistic type of guy. He's more impactful than that. He can play 3 downs. And Jalen Phillips, they added, you could argue, a top 5 backer in football, and one of the best against pass coverage, specifically in Devin Lloyd. Just ask Patrick Mahomes in that Monday night game this year at Jacksonville and Duval, Lance. So you're saying I can't. I currently do have it, but I hopefully maybe articulated the reasons why. But that division is, you could maybe say, the most compressed, the worst in football. And look, Tampa Bay, if they have good play out of Baker, they stay healthy, I don't see why they can't win that division, Lance. I'm at my man Lance. Make sure that you're following. Or New Orleans. It's a very close division. It's very tight, Lance. I agree with you. Ashi, not a rookie anymore. Going to have a full season knowing he is the guy. Look at Drake. Elan? Crazy to me when Dolphins players leave that we hated. We're all of a sudden worse. Elon, I've said it a million times here. You got to get worse before you get better, especially when you're a team like Miami in a division like that one. If you have a 7-10 season, is that better? Getting the 12th pick in the draft, or 8-9, 16th pick in the draft, just missing out on the postseason, than being 4-13 and getting a Colin Simmons or a Dylan Stewart or a Dante Moore to bring in as your new franchise quarterback? Elon, that's been my perspective, or you're probably aware of number 4 for Ohio State. That's what we're looking at it right now. Cole Captain, you got to address the Eagles' placement. I think they had a top 5 draft and made up for their losses. That's what's interesting about this, Cole Captain. They did have a great draft. I thought adding Mekhi Lemon, as we all did, made us a bit more privy to what the direction they're going to do with A.J. Brown. Like, do you draft Mekhi Lemon and do you go get Eli Stowers if you're going to bring back A.J. Brown? That's certainly a lot of attention towards the receiving core and playmakers. I kind of wanted them to go offensive tackle, but you're going to say it's evident that Howie Roseman didn't view a Honitcher or Monroe Freeling to trade up for him as worthy of a first-round selection that high. But look, it's a good point you're making there. Cole Captain, Elan, make sure that both of you guys are following. Thank you for your comments in here. I think Falcons can go far in the playoffs. From Timothy Kujak. You're that confident about what they are? Nico Collins, what's going on? What do we got here right now, Nico Collins? That's exactly right, Rob. Social media has made anyone that wants to have an opinion and have a passion for something and to be consistent about it, to go after it. So that's what I'm currently doing, Rob. Cole, thank you for following. I appreciate you. Andrew Villalobos. My Broncos go up to Super Bowl. Yeah, we're trying it out right now, Andrew. We're trying it out. And I'm not going to take the credit, Andrew. There was a little bit of a donation, a bribe situation there. We had him in playoff lock, so we said, okay, we'll try him out in Super Bowl or bust. And I got to tell you, it's been a resounding, enthusiastic support of Denver for the most part right now, Andrew. So I got to be upfront. It wasn't all on me to make that decision. We had a $10 donation to put him there, but I got to tell you, I was considering it. I obviously have a lot of respect for what the Broncos are right now, and honestly, I'm glad that I have done it. Thank you for following, Death. Can you give me some thoughts about the Michigan Wolverines? Look, they got to catch the football next year, Death. And Bryce Underwood, they're bringing in the coordinator that was at Utah that worked with Devon Dampier. He's going to run the football more next year. I want to see more design runs and high volume. Get the ball into the hands of Marsh. This guy is so talented. You saw him in contested areas last year. Look, defensively, Jair Hill, one of the best 5 corners in college football. He's got the talent without a doubt. So I'm high on Michigan going into next year. But obviously the Big Ten, Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon. I mean, this will be loaded with teams. And Michigan's schedule, you're playing Oklahoma this year. It's in the Big House. It's a tough schedule. Michigan's got to go 10-2 to make the playoff. You can go 9-3 maybe in the SEC with the committee saying we're gonna put more weight in scheduling than we have. So a 10-2 Big Ten, a 10-2 SEC, you'd think would be in. That's what I've been talking about. There might be I know you asked about Michigan, but there might be a 10-2 Big Ten like a Penn State with a horribly easy schedule versus a 9-3 SEC kind of conversation. Who winds up getting in next year? If that answers your question, Austin Keith Grant, the Panthers being above all other NFC South teams. I appreciate you, Austin. We're fired up. Look, Austin, they would have beat the Rams. I've stood on this hill. I've said it 100 times, and to new people, I'm going to say it to you this quickly. If J.C. Horn doesn't go down on that final drive for the Rams, against the Rams, they would have beat them. You know, they were locking Stafford up like they were in that first game with making him force the football. So my man, Austin Keith Grant, I appreciate you. Make sure that you're following my guy. Timothy Kujak, yeah, I think Bijan is the best running back in the league. We have a good defense, and we look good. Good end. Best running back in the league. Him, Henry, Gibbs. You can go with either of those three. If you say someone that's not one of those three names, I'd probably give you a bit of pushback. O-line's decent enough. Jeff, thank you for following. And you got the weapons. There might not be a better trio of weapons in football right now than what you have with what we've spoken above with the tight end, receiver, and running back. Look, I've said it, and I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. As talented as anybody, it's going to be up to the quarterback for Atlanta. It looks also like James Pierce could be on the field and be able to play next year, right? That's where, at least we can look that up right now. Faces 1-year legal problem, accepts 1-year diversion program to have charges dropped. From what I've seen, I don't know the full details, but that's what it currently looks like. Broncos won a lot of very close games. Chiefs will be better. Tougher schedule this year, Stacio. Yeah, they had an easier schedule, right? For somewhat there, and they had a lot of close games. No, you're not wrong on that point. But I do like what Denver is. I actually think that the Broncos got better. Oh, Saquon up the middle ×2. A.J. Brown deep ball 1 punt. Yeah, that is what the formula was for the most part last year. That is exactly how they were rolling. Tom Hawk, all right. It's good to put positivity into the air. If Mahomes is healthy, it could be Fields' show to start, and that's going to be ugly. Yeah, that could put the Chiefs in a hole where maybe they have a great team. Yes, Kasha, there you go. Yes, they did. I've made the argument that I'd almost rather have the Cowboys where they were because I think their ceiling is higher. What's going on? Go Braves 18. How you doing? Let me know what you're thinking of the rankings, just about football, college, NFL. Put it in here. Let's have a conversation. James Franklin would pay millions for the new schedule. Nope, you didn't, Kasha. We just simply did it. Man, I forgot I had orange juice. I forgot I had orange juice in my water bottle, and I thought it was water. That was an absolute wild half a second in my brain right there. Andrew, top 5 defenses going into the season, Andrew. I'd go Texans 1. I would go Seattle. I still like Seattle's defense a lot too. Number 3, I think the Rams are going to be awesome next year. You're looking at the top there. It's Rams 3. Green Bay, if they're healthy, I'd have them in the top 5. And then number 5, Denver would be in the top 5, top 6. New York Giants could turn it around and be really good defensively. The Cowboys could be. Jacksonville is the number one rushing defense in the league a year ago. Switch Denver and San Fran. Cowboys loss in wild card is crazy. The only Zach you know. Are you a Cowboys fan or what's the theme there? Switch Denver and San Fran. Justin, Justin, if I told you right now, are you a Niner fan? If I could offer you a Niners trip to the Super Bowl, but a loss in the Super Bowl, would you be happy or upset with that result? Do you truly believe that they are Super Bowl or bust as of right now? On paper, they have a top 5 team. They on paper they have a top 3 team. The only Zach you know, Justin Proctor. Both of you guys make sure you're following. The only Zach you know, make sure you're following. My man moved the Lions. No, we didn't. Did we? We did. We did. Yeah, we did move the Lions down a spot there. Look, this is based on feedback. This is your guys' show. I've said it. This is as much your guys' show as mine. And there's an influence category here, or influence that is put onto these rankings that we continue to roll with. So that's why we went and decided to do that. Ike. But Ike Whitner, make sure you're following. If CJ locks in Texans might win the Super Bowl West. I've been talking about that this entire time. The Texans move them lower. I can't do that. They got the best defense in football. Nico, what's going on? BRB Alicia, okay. Hope you didn't brush your OG and toothpaste is the worst. I did. I actually did brush my teeth. So that's exactly to your point, Kosh. I brushed my teeth before I came on here, and that's exactly what happened. Let's see. Like Eagles and Cowboys should switch. I've been hearing such of this thought about Dallas immediately being a contender. I love the Cowboys next year. Look, folks, I absolutely adore what the Cowboys will be next season. On offense, they should run the football well again next year. Defensively, they look improved. They were a bottom unit in the league. They gave up more points than anybody. So we're just gonna have to stay put as of right now. Rams are going 5-12. Mason, if Stafford gets hurt, I agree with you. 11-6, Omar. A nice, realistic, simple, by the book take for the Houston Texans. I like it. Bengals are locked, Brandon. Look, if they have a healthier Burrow, I fully agree. Mason, Stark, Omar, Brandon, access memories. The only Zach you know. You guys make sure you're following. Ike Whitner, are you still in here? I was curious about what you were saying with that last comment. I'd put Eagles up, Lions, Pats, San Fran, Texans down. I did have the Eagles up, so that's in Stacy. Yeah, Stacy, I had the Eagles up. The Lions up for a while there. So I'm actually interested in that feedback as of right now. It has been the gospel, timeless, and so I've said that to everybody, and they're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, yeah, because when he's hurt in half the seasons, it is without a doubt a legitimate concern. Niners beat the Eagles. They sure did. Can't wait to beat the Niners. My ex works for them. Even more reason to beat them. Absolutely right, Kasha. We got to keep advancing. Why do you have the Texans a tier above the Bears? Bone 2. First, I gotta ask you a question. Are you a Chicago Bears fan, Bone 2? Everybody on YouTube knows what's coming. Look, I've got the Texans above the Bears because the Texans defense is better. And SG's like the Bears defense sucks. The Bears defense was bad last year in every area except for taking the football away. Bone 2, I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan. What's going on? I don't think I've seen you before. It's great to see you. Look, Shamar Cherno and Dio Adengbo weren't on the field. Grady Jarrett wasn't healthy. Johnson and Gordon, they weren't healthy either. If you have all of those guys on the field, healthy, motivated, you're looking at a different kind of defense that doesn't even have to be top 8 in the league in takeaways, and they can still be far better if they set a run wall and they can get more pressure on the quarterback. Like, you don't have to be top 5 in takeaways to be far better. And then to your point about the Bears not being very good, SG, you weren't incorrect for the totality. They did play they played their best defense of the season the final 6 quarters. Um, that last half against the Packers, 4 quarters against the Rams, they were it was wild to watch. They made the improvements. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Bone too. Bears fans got to support other Bears fans. Julian Ciarelli, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Julian, let's get you in here. What's going on, Julian? What do you got? Oh, we're gonna get you on for 30 seconds. What's your feedback? What are you seeing?
I think the Giants should go to the Super Bowl or bust.
And why do you think that, Julian?
Because they got Scatterboo.
They got Cam Scatterboo. And they got Arvell Reese. They picked up Fields, big body threat from Notre Dame. You familiar? But in Malachi Fields, Julian?
Yep.
I like his game. He had a really nice Senior Bowl. Some said he was going to be potentially a first-round pick. That didn't quite materialize. I'm just a little bit curious about how they're going to perform first year with a new coach in Harbaugh. Obviously, you're a big Scatterboo fan. I don't want to go too harsh on it, but there is somewhat of a downgrade from the talent there compared to Henry, right? And the mobility. We'll see. I'm not going to say it can't happen because obviously it can. We've seen worse Giants. Were you around when they were in their last Super Bowl, Julian?
No, I wasn't.
When they beat New England? Okay, so you're what, 12? 11, 12?
Yeah.
There you go. There we go, Julian. Thank you for hopping on, my man. I appreciate the follow. I can't say you're wrong. Like, I'm a Buckeye fan. I'm a big supporter of Arvell Reese. And I can't disagree. I can't disagree. Thank you for the follow and the heart me. I appreciate that. The Bears defense and offense got better this offseason. I like it. I absolutely like it. Let's see here. Let me go to the YouTube chat. Wait, I'll ask one more question here from Mason. Do you think the Bengals might make the playoffs? DTR, hold up. Let's get you in here. Let's do a couple of these. What's going on, DTR? Oh, you canceled you canceled the request. It looks like. Do you think the Bengals might make the playoffs? Yes, I do think the Bengals might make the playoffs. They absolutely could. They could get themselves in there. Timeless knows what's coming. They improved on defense. Joe Burrow, when healthy, is the only guy that can really match up with Mahomes. Power rankings are opinion based. That's exactly right. And I'm gathering other people's opinions, Jay. And if you're here more often, your influence of your opinion could impact my rankings. That's how these have worked. Also, these aren't just opinion based. They have been influenced by other factors such as donations. We've had a couple teams move up and down a little bit depending on that sort of thing. So I got to be upfront about that, Jay. Go Patriots from Jim Bim, the Wim Tim. What's up? If the Patriots land AJ Brown, is it Super Bowl or bust? They could be right there. Toxicity. Why are the Raiders low now? I gotta tell you, it was tough in here yesterday. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you. It was a little bit tough for me yesterday. I like talking Raiders, but maybe I was talking about the Raiders a little bit too much because of that ranking, and that's why we put them down. Sometimes in this on my lives, or just my posts, I got to make decisions about how much I want to talk about something, and when the comments are flooding in and I want to speak about the totality of all the teams, them going back a tier has already sort of eased the conversation a little bit. Toxicity, but without a doubt, we've got confidence in them. Titans too high, Jesus. Titans too high. So you think they're in that first overall category? That's like, Jesus, you do know what can happen if they get the first overall pick next year. Do you really want to see Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate lined up for Cam Ward to rifle the football to him, Jesus? Are you telling me that's what you want to see? Hold up. Jesus, is that what you're telling me? You're telling me they should be in that first overall category, and they're a lock. If they want Smith, they can bring him in. Titans and Jets should drop down to bottom potentially. I don't get it. Buffalo will take the division. New England would have to win at least 10 games. Don't look good. Yeah, I can see it, David. Yeah, you're on the right track there. Even with AJ Brown, is that what you're saying there? Matthew, put Washington in contenders. Our wide receivers are cracked. Williams. Yeah, Williams is. I think Williams is a sneaky guy to be a offensive rookie of the year player as a rookie offensive player of the year. I've been thinking about possibly having that, Matthew. So it's a good point. Philly below Chargers, T Doggy. Yep, we currently do have that. We currently do have that, Chargers. Let's see. Let's hear it, T Doggy. We're connecting you in. What do you got? What do you got?
What is up, brother?
Good to see you. What's happening? Let me know why you think the Eagles should be higher.
I just think, like, honestly, especially with like the new offensive coordinator and stuff they got going on, it's gonna hopefully be better than last year, obviously with the Patullo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the Chargers, honestly, I just feel like Justin Herbert's very protected. Just so is along with like Josh Allen and everything.
By like the media sentiment, you'd say.
Yeah, the media stuff and everything.
Okay.
And I'm just like, obviously, I can see the Ravens kind of being above, and maybe even the Bears, honestly. But the Chargers, I just can't get behind.
I got you. So you've been one of those people that's seen Herbert. You've seen Herbert. What, you are biased?
I'm saying no bias towards the Eagles because I'm a Philly fan.
Gotcha. There you go. I mean, they did beat them last year without Alton Slater on the field. You know, Philadelphia should have won that game though. They had the ball. They punch it in. Hurts doesn't throw. Yeah.
That game was atrocious.
Yeah, that was awful. Yeah.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I do like the list a lot. I will say, I hate to say it, but I do think that the Commanders should be a little bit higher.
Oh, okay.
I'm an NFC East guy. I think the Giants should be a little bit lower. I don't believe in Jackson Dart and Scadaboo as a duo. I think as a totality, they probably have about 6 years in the league. Probably gonna be hurt.
Yeah, not a lot of longevity. I've been of the same opinion. I've been respectful to Giants fans, but they really have a high opinion on Scadaboo that I think's been pushed too far. And
I 100%.
Yeah, I got you.
I think he's pretty solid. Like,
oh, no doubt. I mean, the dude carried them almost beating freaking Texas, you know, at ASU.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm with you. My man. Well, thank you for sharing in. Make sure you're following.
Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna be live here for probably another, I think about another hour and a half, guys. Going through this, not quite the the marathon we've been doing. 6 hours a day. We might go on a little bit later. I've been thinking about it. I got a couple things. Heard you say if Mbappe lands in Madrid. I've heard the saying if Mbappe lands in Madrid, everyone's got to get ready. That applies to Jeremiah Smith. That is the perfect way to say it. I forgot about Tank Dell. Is his leg healed? Yep, it looks like he's going to be good to go. I'll cry tomorrow. Do you think Jared Goff is a top 6 quarterback? Statistically, yes. In big games, no. I can't put him in the top 6 for big games. I mean, just look at Thanksgiving last year. A lot of people like pointing towards the second half of that NFC title game. Those are the two main ones that sort of just pop out in my head, where Detroit just didn't show up on Thanksgiving this year. But statistically, I'll cry tomorrow. Who leads the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns the last 4 years? It's Jared Goff. And I know a lot of people are surprised at that statistic. So it's an interesting one. But so are you saying that you think Goff is a top 6 quarterback? Lamar has won 2 MVPs, right, with his impact rushing the football. there's a different level to his game when he's at his ceiling, I would say then. That is a good point. That is absolutely a good point. But again, you're like, well, Goff has put up the stats to go win an MVP, right? Based on the way he's played, but doesn't get the credit because he's a system guy without this talented offense. So, no, I hear what you're saying there. Let's just say this. Goff is in, without a doubt, my top 8 in the league. The question is, can he hold off Jordan Love and Caleb Williams next year? As those guys, the level of Caleb looks like it's going to keep ascending. I have a flaming hot take, Blake. Shoot it at me, Blake. What you got? Tua or Penix? Penix's left arm is so much more talented than Tua's. The ball comes out of it differently. Seeing that dude warm up in person right in front of my face was an experience I'll never forget. So Michael Penix Jr., I hope, is the QB1. You just kind of know what Tua will be, but maybe they have an ability to turn it around. Defective Graves. Make sure you're following John Brazel. Miami will have a top 15 defense. Will be very surprising. So John, they have a top 15 defense. What do you want out of Miami's year next year, John? Realistically, what do you want them to go? 8-9? See Malik Willis be the guy? Get the 15th pick in the draft, 17th, 12th? What are we thinking for Miami next year? Carson Beck, the young god for Bizo Den. He's got Marvin Harrison Jr., Sertan Glazer, good to see you back. What is happening? As you can see, the Broncos are still there. They have made it another day. Yes, sir. Carson Beck, though, he's got talent behind him. The Bison Den, make sure you're following. John Brazel, make sure you're following. Defective Graves, I appreciate all you guys. Where was the blazing hot take? Goff at 8 is crazy, Garrett? Do you think he should be higher? Do you think Goff should be lower? What's your opinion there? As a Steelers fan, we right where we're supposed to be, but I feel like the Cowboys are going to be trash. As a Steelers fan, we right where we're supposed to be. I feel like the Cowboys are going to be trash. Could see it. All right, I'll cry tomorrow. You still in here? Let's see it. Let's hear it. What's going on? Jared Goff supporter.
How you doing today?
We're doing good. Let's hear it. Jared Goff, I talked about, leads the league. The last 2 years, passing yards and touchdowns. Last 3, last 4. He's the leader. You got something else that blows that out of the water?
Yeah, I wanted to say how everyone goes back to that game when he didn't do good in the playoffs, when his whole entire defense was injured, and then he threw about 45 passes that game
against the Commanders.
He threw about 45 passes that game, and I have another a lot of people say they blame his team around him, which kind of takes away from what he's done, but no one does that with Matthew Stafford when he has a top 3 wide receiver and a top 15 wide receiver and he has a great team.
They won too many close games. Harder schedule, Chiefs will be better, tougher. Okay.
20 yards. And,
give a reason. Broncos swept by Atlanta. Somebody pay up, Jeffrey.
And he got the ball out top 3 passes.
I got you.
And then I kind of think he should have won it in 24 because his team went 15-2. He had the number 1 overall seed. He had 4.6K yards, and he had 37 touchdowns.
Now he's been unbelievable producing. I've been big time on supporting Goff, as without a doubt, people not putting him in the top quarter of the league, top 8 has been ridiculous. But no, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. To me, it's just the position has changed towards these guys that need to be a little bit more mobile, except for Stafford, that's now got a Super Bowl win. And I do think it is a bit unfair towards Goff that when he had his best ever season, his entire defense wasn't healthy for a team that was the best in football, that year, to your point. So, no, it's a really good conversation. Thank you for coming on and supporting your guys, standing by your take. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You got it. Well, there we go. We got a Jared Goff supporter. I know they're out there, folks. I've been trying to find more Jared Goff supporters. Even as a diehard, I've said it, folks, as a diehard Bears fan, I got no reason to talk positively. I got no reason to talk positively about the Detroit Lions, yet I do so because I got to respect what my eyes tell me, that Jared Goff is simply improved year over year. He doesn't miss easy throws. He spreads the football around. I mean, the guy's played at a really high level, but he hasn't gotten to the big game yet. But neither has neither has Josh Allen and Lamar. Burrow has. I'm a diehard Bears fan too. I'm from Chicago. There you go. That figures. You're a ball knower. Let's get it. Demon, we beat the Lions 2-0 with JJ and Max Brosmer. The Vikings absolutely did do that. That Christmas game. I wish I would have taken those 2 hours and just stretched or done something else instead of watching that game. That really was one of the more 3 hours and 15 minutes of my life. I wish I could have just been meditating. Anything else but watching that game. What's going on? I heart Jesus. Good to see you in here. But that's Robbie Boy for AZ Super Bowl year. Look, they got, some say, 2 generational talents with Love and Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe they're not quite that, but these are 2 of the best players in recent memory. At least they were talked about coming out. So I think that Arizona could turn it around quickly as a roster, but even more importantly, it's just that division and how tough it is. But Robbie Boy, Demon, Bison Den, Demon and Robbie Boy, make sure you're following Run First. He's led the league in passing yards. What do we got here? Well, this is not competitive, but that's the rest of the house, right? Let's see a second, folks. Do you remember when you ate from Finn LA username? What is I might be Sertan Glazer. I'm not exactly sure yet if I am going to hop on here. I have not made the decision. We may be a little bit busy today. So we're doing this stream. We're going to be here for about, like I said, about another hour and a half. I'm just not sure if we're going to get on a little bit later. Not quite sure yet. Just got a notification from something. What is the... All right, here we go. I think, guys, folks on TikTok, I gotta restart something with the stream. I know people on YouTube remember I've had this issue. We're gonna restart the stream on TikTok, folks. We'll be back in 30 seconds. I don't know why. It's a continuing problem. I think kind of glitch. If you haven't followed on TikTok, please make sure to do so. We're gonna be back. I'm gonna restart it. YouTube is working just fine. I don't know why that continues to happen, YouTube folks. What do we got here? Hold on a second, everybody. Jags are Super Bowl or bust. They'll show it this year. Duval versus all y'all. Here we go. We are policies. We are dealing. Let's see. Because I was going to binge watch Star Wars. I might see you tonight. Okay. There we go. Josh, you're off right now? Yep. Yeah, here we go. We got Sarkisian, James Franklin sideline himself. You better hope Notre Dame doesn't play Texas. How do you know how to go live from iHeart Jesus? You just turn it on. That's how you. How do you know? Wait, what's the question there? I don't exactly know. Sorry about the. Just trying to put this on right now. Let's go. Okay. And there we go. Philly has no chance. That is our home away from home. Maybe Duval, but in London we beat Jaguars from Philly Eagle 5-6-1-1. Joshua Morrison, Philly has no chance. That is our home away from home. You don't. That's all good if you don't have TikTok. I heard Jesus. You're here on YouTube. That's more than enough. You're supporting on here. I appreciate you. Go Broncos from Colt Chicken 3. You got Sertan Glazer to thank for where they currently are. What's going on, Cooper? Guys, I see that we have maybe something that you don't like, obviously, with the Steelers being where they are. But maybe we could see an improvement out of them to get beyond and win multiple playoff games in the near future. What's your favorite team? C. I am a diehard Chicago Bears fan. That is my squad. You should be lucky, or I should say, very lucky. Put the Raiders one up. Not bad. Yeah, the Bears and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Those are the teams. What's going on, everybody on YouTube, TikTok? Great to see everybody fired up to be on here. We're going to be here for about an hour and a half. Look, the Steelers and Cowboys, they're in the same category of lost in the wild card round. There has been a lot of positivity around both of those teams this offseason. Both had tremendous drafts. I'm a Packers fan, but I think they a little high from Scary Terry. So you think the Packers should be lower? I've heard Green Bay fans for a while now just going on and on about playoff locks, but thank you. I really appreciate the simplicity of you being realistic about Green Bay. I really do. That they have injuries, Parsons, Kraft, Wyatt, and those guys coming back. We just don't know if they're going to be the same people, right? From Tristan Prunoto, number 8. If Geno plays good, Jets could go 10-7 from Tristan. If Geno plays good, yeah, that's a bit more extensive than what I'm currently thinking, Tristan. I don't quite have the Jets in that category, even if he does play good. But look, Omar Cooper, my goodness, is he going to be a fun player to watch next year? In the backfield, they re-signed Breece Hall, which is very important for the future now. So I'm excited about what they're going to be heading forward. To me, it's more important that they don't have success next year and they work on adding a franchise quarterback. But Tristan Prunoto, number 8, make sure that you're following. I like the sentiments around the Jets. One of my best friends is a diehard Jets fan, so I'm excited about what their future honestly holds, Tristan. Pats playoff lock. They might not even make the playoffs. I'm factoring a little bit of this that they are at some point going to pick up A.J. Brown. That's a big part of why we currently have them in that category. Look, New England, it's a tougher schedule. Do we trust Drake May fully, entirely after we didn't play well in the playoffs? It's a good point that you're making there. Make sure you're following Trey Hem. Great to have you in here. Anything else with the list that you want to change or you want to see change? Just let me know. We'll have a conversation about it, Trey. Zach McLaughlin. Patriots are not going to make it to the playoffs. That's another opinion right on there. Scary Terry, I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Even though I'm a Pats fan, I think Bears and Pats should be switched. This is the third person in the last 45 seconds, over a minute, that has said the Patriots should be lower. And then we've got another one saying the Chicago Bears should be higher. So it looks like Zach and Trey, all you guys are on the same page. That's good to see. Zach, what's your team? Who do you root for, Zach? Is Andy Dalton? What do we got here? Ball from Tired Cowboys fan. Yeah, we've been thinking about where to put Dallas, and that category has only made sense. Look, maybe we put them there for a little bit and we see how the public views that decision. Not exactly sure yet. Guys, on YouTube right now, if you have not subscribed, Tired Cowboys fan, all of you guys, Daniel Werman, I don't know who is, who isn't, but if you haven't done so, please make sure to. We're going to be live for about, another an hour 15, an hour 20, just talking about football, talking about these specific power rankings, and then might make some changes. I am not a Broncos fan, Cadence. I like where they're at. Thank you, Tatum. 1, 2, 3. I appreciate that. You can, but if you don't need to cuss, why cuss in the chat? So Tatum 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're following from Cadence. Are you a Denver Broncos fan? I am not. Diehard Chicago Bears and Ohio State Buckeyes. Cadence. Those are the teams that I follow. Make sure you're following Cadence. Niners are starting a retirement home age roster. How are they above the Birds? They did beat them in the playoffs on the road last year, Chef. And they beat a team in the Chicago Bears who also beat Philadelphia. But out of respect to the Philadelphia Eagles, I still have them in the contenders category, even though the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys have all gotten better because they still have one of the better rosters in football, even losing a lot. I'm a man, Chef Trollo. Make sure that you're following. Let's see. From Max, how are the Packers not playoff locks, but the Niners are? See exactly what I'm saying? Scary Terry, I knew it was going to come up that someone was going to bring up how the Packers should be when the Niners are not. I mean, the Niners did get to the postseason. First of all, they did beat an Eagles team that beat Green Bay in prime time. They beat Green Bay in Lambeau last year, Max. But again, to your point, if Green Bay is healthy, they've got Micah, they've got Wyatt, and they have a Matthew Golden ascend. They should be one of the best teams in football, Max. Max Kurotaki, make sure you're following. D. Circo, Raiders too high? So you think first overall pick in the draft potential category? I could see it. Tell me why you think the Colts, they're not a playoff team, Indiana James. They're a playoffs? Playoffs? Can't even win a game. That's where they currently are to me, Indiana James. I don't know much about the Padres, Austin. This is just football. But Austin, S2007, Indiana James, D. Circo, all you guys, appreciate y'all. Make sure that you're following. We are trying to get to 4,400 today. That is the goal we're set out to do. If you like football content, please make sure you're following Cadence. I appreciate the follow and the support, my man. I'll read my message to Steve Sarkisian, my man. What's the message to Sark? I don't see it. My daily greeting in your live, number 5, Egg Dude. Thank you so much for being in here. Vikings up. So you've got confidence in Kyler. With your comments here, 3.5 Connor. Did you see the interview or the content with Kyler and McCarthy? I thought that was a really strange situation with what happened between those guys. I found all of it to just be quite strange. I'll be honest with you. Cowboys are too low on your list. Kobe, bro, they are going to be elite. Vikings too. I mean, if Kyler steps up and he's incredible with the talent that they have in Minnesota and that defense, they could really be great. Kobe without the shot. I love that name. Cowboys too low on your elite list, also from Peter. Look, their ceiling is as high as anybody in football next year. It's just a matter of, can they not be one of the worst defenses? They'll probably improve, but I got to see it until we fully make that commitment there. Thank you for the follow, Kobe. Peter, repeater, make sure that you are following Chase Gray. Texans are Super Bowl or bust. Chase, I've got Will Anderson Jr. winning Defensive Player of the Year. There's no one really out there on social media right now that's been talking more positively about C.J. Stroud while also holding a reasonable that he's not been playing well enough the last 2 seasons. And this is a Super Bowl window this season that is wide open, Chase. That's a good point. They have a defense that's as good as any in the last 25 years. It is time. Chase Gray, make sure that you are following Chase Gray 12. 3.5 Connor. Make sure you're following as well. Indiana James, the Dolphins are bad because that parents wearing coach. Let's see. Chase, thank you for following. Aaron, Saints will make the NFC title game. For that to happen, there is going to be an invite. There's going to be an invite to the Broncos. What? So Saints to make the NFC title game, I mean, you would need to ascend above everybody else in that division, which we could absolutely see. This division hasn't been incredibly strong. Eagles beat the Bills last year. We've improved our defense. That was one of the worst throws I've ever seen Josh Allen make. On that 2-point conversion, Tim, you probably remember Timothy. I don't know if it's Tim or Timothy, whatever. I bet you go by Timothy because it's in your name. I cannot believe he missed that. He was wide open. We've improved our defense, even though it was amazing, making it even better. Even though the Bills got DJ Moore, wide receiver. You still think the Eagles? I got you, Timothy. It's valid. All right, Nico Collins, I appreciate you. I apologize if I couldn't get to interact with you a little bit more, but the comments come pouring in, and we got to try and bounce around and get to everybody. I appreciate you being on in here. Don't sleep on the Cardinals. They have Carson Beck, Jeremiah Love, and Harrison Jr. There's no sleeping on the Cardinals happening here. It's more so just a realistic perspective, a little bit, Chase. But that team is talent. And defensively, I was shocked Will Johnson fell out of the top 40. What did he go? 48th overall? He to me was the best corner in that draft. I know Jahdae Barron got a lot of love, but to me, that was the guy. I know what you're saying there, Chase. No, they got a lot of untapped potential. Jacoby Brissett will start over Carson Beck from Matthew. I mean, that's what it's trending towards, right? I mean, he's got more experience and the team wants to lean that direction. So it could happen. And Beck, he didn't have the same quite fastball that he did at Georgia after the UCL injury, which actually makes sense. Scroll up above the Eagles beating the Bills comment. That's my message to Sark. I would pay to write it, but censorship won't let me. I didn't see the comment. I apologize. Beck might sit a year, but Brissett doesn't deserve the bag. Yeah, he doesn't deserve more than 20 mil plus. Are we kidding me? He did almost beat the Packers, though, last year. I'm back. Bring Eagles up, Anthony. That division is compressed. There's a lot of good teams there right now. From Zay, okay, finally the Cowboys move up, but it baffles me. Baffles me how Ravens are contenders. What is it about the Ravens that's holding you back on them right now, Zay? Which is why the Packers defense is mid. This is a close game. Needed a 4th down conversion to Tucker Crap. What's the thoughts of putting the Colts so low? Well, Daniel Jones, he might be healthy. I might hear the news and the reports, but I'm the kind of guy that's got to see him put it on the field in the regular season. The same as Mahomes to be a playoff lock category. True Super Bowl contender. I got to see them back out on the field, take hits, and be in a competitive atmosphere to wind up moving them up. Scattaboo MVP coming from Phoenix. I mean, if he plays every game like that one, what was it, a Thursday night game against the Eagles? He could have LaDainian Tomlinson kind of season. I'm with you on the Colts from 1800 New Life. I appreciate that thought. Matthew, honest thoughts on the Lions this year? With that schedule, I think they're going to win the NFC North, and it is a secondary anchored by Branch and Joseph that when those two guys are healthy, there's few better duos in the back end of a defense that are better. They're so versatile, and that's why Joseph is one of the highest paid defensive backs in the game. Jahmyr Gibbs, to me, is the best back in football. He's the best offensive piece in the NFL right now. And I see them going 12-5 and winning the division. Matthew, though, H83, thank you for the question. Make sure you're following Phoenix. Make sure you're following 1800 New Life. Make sure you're following all of you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't already done so, Bears will win the North from Matthew. Look, I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan, Matthew. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Look, there's questions about Caleb. Can he continue to ascend? I think he will. I don't see any reason why he won't. C. Thank you so much for the follow. BTW, is it Chaos? Chows? Cos? Matthew, thank you for the follow as well. Look, I talked about it last year. Caleb Williams may be the most talented quarterback in the league, right there next to Josh Allen. I actually think his arm has a little bit more juice. He's got a bit like a can touch that fire in that football further over the middle of the field, just on a line 45 yards. Watching him warm up in person is kind of an out-of-body experience for just like a decent athlete. If you get close enough to watch Caleb warm up, I can't recommend it any higher. It's unbelievable what he can do with his right arm. Excited about what Chicago can be next year, and health on defense. Go Hawks from Michigan. All right, Michigan. Mullet man, Ryan, are you up on the Wolverines? I kind of had Michigan going 8-4 next year. The schedule is quite tough, I got to be honest with you. But go Hawks from Michigan. Okay, F me from CJ Wallace. I got to be honest. I'm reading through the chat. There's also a chat here on YouTube, CJ Wallace. I'm trying to respond to. So if I didn't get to your comment, I apologize. Not being able to talk to 10 people at once. I apologize about that. His nail polish, Jumpman, it just might give it some extra Shazam. You're a big sports card collector. That's very cool, Michigan Mullet Man Ryan. You got one of Bryce Underwood and Michigan Mullet Man Ryan. Jumpman, make sure you guys are both following. Great to have you in here. I don't think I've seen either of you before. Liam, Bengals should be higher. I agree with you. I said the exact same thing. I love the way Chase Brown is running the football. He's got a great head on his shoulders. I've met his mom, and I can't speak more positively about the Brown family and him and his brother and his mom. Very nice and kind, true to themselves kind of people. And obviously Chase is quite talented. It's just on Burrow. Can he be healthy, Liam? That's what it's going to take. And Liam, if you love football content, make sure you're following Michigan Mullet Man Ryan. My dad did, and he told me a story about how his grandparents, when he went and lived across overseas for about a year, they threw out all of his baseball cards. And so it pains me to think about what the amount of value that might have been. Because we are talking about the 1970s, 50 years ago, what the value would be, a collection of, thousands of cards, what that could DC Skater, since Sark thinks my Irish gets a free spot in the playoffs, I gotta quote Scarface. My message to Sark is, well, you just DC Skater always coming in with good messaging. I'm sorry to someone else has another message to Scott as well in here. Look, it's time for Sark. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate you, DC Skater. It's time. This team needs to get at least to the Natty. You got potentially 4 top 10 picks. If you see Caleb Williams, tell him Caden said hi. Is that your name? Is your name Caden? Dude, Arrington, what's up? Good to see you too. What's poppin'? How is everything? Hurts but true about the Steelers, Pittsburgh. I know. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh kid, but we have to keep this unbiased. Lions record prediction, David Wright. I got them 12-5. But Pittsburgh kid, David Wright. Both of you guys make sure you're following. With all due respect, no way the Texans and 49ers ahead of the Eagles. Come on, man. We do know that the 49ers did beat the Eagles in the divisional round, right? But I got you. A lot of respect for Philadelphia and what they have been. And that division, they're going to have an opportunity to separate themselves maybe more than San Francisco can to win the division because it's not as strong, right? So that's kind of the potential that they have there. Let's see. Michigan Mullet Man, sure. We can get you in here if you want to talk in. 30 seconds on the live, Michigan man. We could get you on. He better hope Notre Dame doesn't play Texans in the playoffs. Texas in the playoffs. Signetti and James Franklin. I got Seattle going back a little far, but hey, yeah, there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. A little far. Yeah, I'm with you. I could absolutely see it. I think I told you about that statistic. What's going on, Michigan man? You collect cards. You're a fan out there. What do you got? I don't know if it's connected yet. Just let me know what's going on.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I got you.
Yeah, well, I have like a bunch of cards. I have some nice Zach Charbonnet cards.
That's great. That's good. That's great to see. Thank you so much for being in the chat and supporting. Do you have anything specific about the rankings that you like, that you don't like?
I made the Seahawks make the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl, and I made the Michigan Wolverines go 10-1 this year.
Okay, I got you. All right, we got the Michigan Wolverines having a big season. You sell cards. That's a great business for you. I think you heard my story about my dad getting rid of his parents. What does that mean? How does it make you feel, Michigan man? Thinking about it, 50 years ago, a collection of thousands of baseball cards being thrown away. How does that make your heart feel?
It's sad. It really is. It's sad.
Yeah, it very much so is, my man. Well, I appreciate you and your support. Make sure you're following Michigan man. It's great to see you. I didn't ask him if he has a mullet, but I'm sure he does since it is in the username. David Totuff, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Let's get you on here real quick. What's going on? As it connects, yo, Bozo's like the con. What's up, David?
Hello.
How we doing? What do you got to say? All right, we didn't have the connection there, but I appreciate the enthusiasm wanting to come on and join David. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Chuck, are you still here? What's up, Chuck?
Yo, what's up?
How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. What do you think about the rankings? I'll give you 30 seconds to talk about the rankings. Anything you'd want to change, move up, move down? What do you got?
Hey, man, I think the Bears are playoff locks this year, man. I think the Bears are true Super Bowl contention status this year. I mean, Ben Johnson bringing up the offense. I mean, it's a great thing.
Are you from Chicago?
I am from Chicago.
What part of Chicago? What part of Chicago?
I'm in the northern suburbs.
Where, like Evanston, Niles?
North of that, yeah.
Okay,
More of the Lake County, Libertyville.
Let's go.
Mundelein spot. So I think the Bears are great playoff locks this year, just because the confidence Ben Johnson's bringing to his upcoming young guys, such as Luther Burden, saying that he's having a crazy offseason, and how he's been progressing and in the ways that he is.
Let's go, Chuck. You're firing me up, Chuck, because I'm a diehard Bears fan myself. I didn't say that yet. I wanted to hear. I've got family that lives. My cousin went to Northwestern. My mom's from Calumet City in the South Side. There's no bigger Bears fan than me, Chuck. So I appreciate you, bro. Let's go.
As well, dude. And I know a lot about ball.
Let's go.
I've watched the Bears for a while. And I can say right now, this is the best team I've experienced
by far
in my lifetime. I think that Luther Burden's going to bring great things this year. He might move up as wide receiver one, kind of how.
Good. I hope it doesn't happen. I want Adunze to be the guy because he is that 9th overall, 10th overall. I got you.
No, yeah, for sure. But I think that Luther and Odunze are going to turn into the Chase and the Chase and Higgins duo.
Chase and Higgins,
man.
I love it.
He's going to be balling out still. You
Let's
got
go.
Luther rising. Caleb's beginning of the season I was iffy on Caleb because all the past years we've had fake quarterbacks, faulty quarterbacks. It's like, yeah, we can't trust this guy.
Sure.
But I truly believe that the Bears are a playoff lock. They're over.
Okay.
Honestly, over the Patriots, man. How do you have the Patriots up there? Come on, Patriots are playoff.
No, we've got. Yeah, no, New England, I've got them there. I like Gabe Akis. You probably know about that kid from Illinois. I thought that was an awesome pick. I wanted Poles to trade up, send like a 5th rounder, go get Akis. Both of my sisters went to U of I, so I got to see him play a little bit when he was a freshman, sophomore. I thought that was an awesome pick from them. That was really sneaky.
I think it was a great pick.
Yeah.
I think they made some great picks. I just don't think they're going to have the same year, man. Because,
I'm with you.
They had the easiest, schedule.
They did. Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher.
Be the same.
Yeah.
Out of that draft class, Caleb Williams is number 1.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. Drake May, I think he had a faulty season.
Okay.
I think the Patriots are frauds. I think you go ahead and replace the Patriots with the Bears right there.
Yeah, if you were on YouTube, it could be done. We've had Sertan Glazer on YouTube. There was a donation to get the Broncos that category.
I also gotta say, Blitz. I also gotta say, the Eagles as contenders is also faulty. The Eagles are not going to be the same. Last year.
What's up, Baz's Revenge? Good to see you. Jaguars drop. Okay, I see it.
No, I like the Jaguars where they are. I think the Jaguars might beat the Bears this year in that game, as well as home. But
yeah.
I think the Bears,
it is in December though. The Bears play them in December, so that's an advantage. That was something I was talking about before.
That's a very good point, by the way. I think the Bears. I think their floor is 11.
Their floor? I'm a little bit. How old are you, Chuck? 19, 21? 17. Okay, so I guess I would say in my 8 more years of watching the Bears, I've grown. When I was 17, remember this. When I was 17 years old, the double doink happened when I was 17. So I experienced that when I was exactly 7.
The game, dude. I was in the end zone.
Yeah, so that experience there, being 17, obviously changed my perspective of things and optimism, honestly, on life a little bit. It made me a bit more. Sure. But yeah, that's where we go. But Chuck, I gotta keep rolling with the stream, get more people on here, and keep interacting.
I appreciate the time with you, Blitz. Also, I gotta see that playoff lock with the Bears, baby. I gotta see it.
We will. We're trying to be as unbiased as we can, to be honest here.
I think it's the truth, though. I think
okay, I got you. I feel like it could be too, but make sure you're following my man. That was a fun conversation. That is Chuck, everybody, from the north side of Chicago. Big Bears fan and fired up about what they could potentially be next year. I know we've got a couple of more requests, guys. We're just going to shoot around a little bit. Thank you for following, Chuck. Thank you for your enthusiasm for our Bears. We're going to bounce around to a couple of comments. Panthers aren't on the list, so you don't think they're contenders. I don't know how the audio comes in for you guys. Guys, was the audio okay for you to hear what Chuck was saying on TikTok currently? I'm Caden. I'm just on TikTok from Mom of 3. All good. There you go. They blended into the background. Hey, Sports Memes channel. There's a meme potential there, but take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. I know exactly where your brain's gonna go. I know that my brain went there too, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I came back and saw the final score. We heartbreakingly lost by 2 points from Jar Choco. I don't know exactly who we're talking about there, but that's I wish I could speak on it. Caden, I'm just on TikTok. Thank you, B, for being in here, Caden. Caden, make sure you're following Dakota W. Bengals definitely higher. Are you still in here, Dakota W? We've been talking about Cincinnati a lot. Every Bengals fan that's in here, I always ask if they're Ohio State fans because We got to get on that even ground. Of course, I remember you, ITEY Pro. I remember you from the last 2 days. ITEY Pro. Look, I've been saying it so often. Why the F do you have the Texans up there? They have no offense, and the Broncos. You're talking about two of the better defenses in football. So that's my response to you. Denver's led the league in sacks the last 2 years. You can fact check me on that, folks. Go to whatever stats source you use and go to team stats. Look at who leads the league in sacks. It's been Denver. And they lost Franklin Myers, but they're still going to be very good. And why have they been so good? When you have elite secondary play, it helps your defensive line. When your defensive line starts getting better, he's going to make your secondary play get better. It's this ecosystem that works amazingly well. Let's make sure not to spam there, the only Spizzy. If you do put that comment in again, I'm going to have to mute you. I don't want to do it because I love your enthusiasm. Put the Bengals higher. How is this on FYP? A Joe Burrow fan on in here. Yeah, I got you, man. Look, I was just talking about the Bengals and how much I really like what they're gonna be. Mom of three, well, we can get you on here. Let's roll it. Here we go, Mom of three. What's going on? What's going on? Let's get you on. How you doing?
Yo, it's good. I'm a diehard Bears fan.
Let's go.
I've been a Chicago Bears fan all my life.
Guys on YouTube, I am not planning this, by the way. These are random folks in the chat that have requested, and they're Bears fans. I'm not planning this.
I have like a playoff Bears cows from the playoff game. I swear to God. But I was wondering why the Bears contenders instead of like playoff locks. Just wondering that.
Yeah. So I mean, you heard me talking to Chuck, right?
No, I just hopped on again.
Oh, okay, yeah. I am a diehard Chicago Bears fan. That's why I was laughing at that. I got a lot of family in Chicago. Both of my sisters went to Illinois, University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. So it's just funny that I picked the other person on this live to hop in was also a Bears fan too. So look, I don't have the Bears in that category because I honestly think it'd be a little bit biased on my perspective to put them there. And it would be because I got to see Caleb. But my analogy is just like it's in basketball, right? Like Caleb's been like Steph Curry. He can make all these crazy jumpers and unbelievable plays, but he hasn't been good at the free throw line, right? He hasn't been making all the layups. So that's the thing to me. He's been making these incredible plays, but he has to get better at just making the simple ones, the shots that he's supposed to make. That's my analogy about Caleb. And then defensively, they have to get Austin Booker to progress. They need Shamar Turner to be healthy. They need Dangbo to be healthy. And if they get that combination, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
They need Kyler Gordon to be healthy too because he's injured again.
Yep, I know, and I'm down on that. But what's your name?
Me, Caden. I already told you. I'm on YouTube.
Oh, gotcha, Caden. Wait, you're on YouTube as well?
No.
Oh.
I switched over.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right, Caden. Well, thank you for hopping on. Make sure that you're following. I appreciate you. That was fun, guys. I'm not planning this, YouTube folks. I know it may seem like that, but our guy Caden on TikTok hopping on in. And I told you yesterday, bro, put Bucks from Law Dog Clips in the wild card category. We've been considering that move. We have to slowly integrate and make these moves. Well, thank you. I appreciate the rose, Leo 10. Thank you very much. You could see that move happen in the next week. You could see that move for Tampa. You calling people now? Gift prods 300. I'm not calling. TikTok has a feature where you can have people come up onto the live. Let's see. The GOAT 2.0. I mean, did you request to potentially come in on and join the Bears? It's just funny to laugh at the Bears from Cheeseburger. You can laugh away at the Bears. You can write that. You can write to them. They ain't gonna write back, and they ain't the Geno Smith version of that Cheeseburger. All right, the Chicago Bears team is different now with Caleb Williams. It won't let you. That's strange. I have no idea why that's happening. And it won't let me invite you either. The request button is broken. Okay, that's good to know that it's not just happening for one person right now. Try it again. That may have worked. Did anyone see that? I just tried to drink a water bottle with my cap on. That was slightly embarrassing in front of this many people watching. What do we have? Yes, but who's Jaden throwing to? Jaden's throwing to Antonio Williams, Jeffrey. You know we're talking about Antonio Williams from Clemson, right? We're talking about this. Still not there. I'm sorry about that, GOAT, and I don't know why that makes no sense. Why that feature is happening? That feature is not being allowed to happen. We'll keep it rolling here. I want to come on as Hank Hill defending the Cowboys and the Texans. Yeah, I don't know why it's not rolling through for some reason. Commanders deserve to be higher. We were giving them some sense of respect here right now at playoffs after such a rough season last year. And a lot of that has to do with the success that they did have a couple of years ago getting to the NFC title game. So we're fired up about what the potential there can be for Washington. So that category, maybe they should be a little bit higher. They do have a very high ceiling, obviously, with Jaden. And if he's able to stay healthy, it's going to be that simple. Broncos are going to be mid, Braden Collins. Is it the concern about Bo's injury? Do you not like Bo Nix? I'm curious about why you're so low on them. But Braden Collins, make sure you're following David Petrie, AFC Championship or bust for the Texans. 3 straight years of losing in the second round. David, I could not agree more. I have the Texans going to the Super Bowl, actually, next year. Will Anderson Jr. as the Defensive Player of the Year for me, David. I'm as high on them as can be. What's going on, off topic? So, David, make sure you're following So Chosen. Chosen. You're chosen. I'm chosen. Anyone know that Peaky Blinders reference? I'm chosen. 49ers to the Super Bowl. We could see it. We could see it. They got to stay healthy, So Chosen. So Chosen, make sure you're following every single time we have you in here. You're going to remind me of that great moment of Peaky Blinders. So Chosen, make sure that you hit that follow button. Yo, what's the most people you've had in here, Pedro? The most people I've had in my TikTok live is 653. Night 1 of the draft. And you may not believe this, but I actually ended the live stream because I had a buddy coming over to watch the draft with. It was one of the dumbest moments of my content creating career. And at the peak of the most people I've ever had watching me live, I hopped off. Yeah, that was a brutal moment. And that was right at the start of the first round of the 2026 NFL draft. That was... And look, you got to learn from your mistakes, right? You got to learn to make mistakes and improve and get better. Move them Cowboys up, bro, Chacho. Can you turn it down? I can almost hear you. I have no idea how to make that. You can probably turn it down. You can probably make that. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I apologize. Cardinals are ranked too high from DPL as the first pick in the draft. That's a good one. Tanya and the Franks, DPL D4. Make sure you're following. Good to have you here, Thomas Allen. The Cowboys up. They've got a high sing as anyone, Thomas. Caleb Downs now. They've got an absolute monster team. Not having Gunners top tier. Yeah, we will, Sertan Glazer. We'll get a meet going in the Discord. There's so much to juggle right now with everything that's happened, but we'll get organized there. Make sure the moderators all know what's going on, because I'm gonna need you guys when I go live during the year, during my preview and predictions. It's gonna be important that if there's spamming or people in, that when I am live and I can't be talking to the chat, that I'm gonna need to have people moderating and keeping the chat cool once we get to the season starting. So that's what's going to be important. That's still a couple of months out, but when I'm not scrolling through the chat and talking to everybody, that's why I'm gonna need you guys to be locking in to help out. What do we got here? DPL LD4. Thank you for being in here. Tanya and Franks, 25 teams in the playoffs. Only 14 can go. It's not in the playoffs. It's Jim Morris playoffs. Playoffs? We can't even win a game. That's where they currently are right now. I'm requesting from Koi. Here we go. What's up, Koi? How are you doing? We'll get you in here. Next, live guest from YouTube, folks. And this guest has already gone offline, it said, Koi. I tried to get you in, but it did not work. Yo, there's a volume button. There is. Thank you, Pedro. I appreciate it. Colts are cooked from NightDriver.44. If they had a healthy Daniel Jones, they could turn it around. Jeffrey, that would be fire. That would be dope. I would appreciate the support. That would be huge. Saints, NFC chip, or Super Bowl from Tyler Grissom? The official Mort, what's going on? Good to see you. Don't think I've seen you in here. Welcome to the chat. We're going to be here for about another 45 minutes. Just talking ball. Was he a good returner or rook? Tyler, make sure you're following NightDriver44. Make sure that both of you guys are following. I appreciate the repost, Pedro. Thank you. Dolphins 6-11 from John Wilson. That's a realistic take. I've seen 2-15 a lot. 6-11, 5th, 6th pick in the draft. Yeah, it could make some sense for the Dolphins next year, John. I'm with what you're saying there. Why are the Saints so low from College Football Editor? They are that low because of the... Wait, that low? First of all, do you think that's very low? Like, you're saying that they should be a contender right now? That threw me off a little bit. We're saying that, oh, wow, so you're really high on New Orleans. I think that, like, the playoffs category where it's like this team could make the postseason. They're in a weak division, and they've improved with, my goodness, with adding the weapon on the outside, the tight end and Delp from Georgia. I like what they're going to be next year, but to like put them in contenders immediately, like contending for a Super Bowl next year already, is that what you're thinking? I respect the Saints over Falcons from a real Slim Shady. Yeah, we want to hear what you have to say to that one, College Football Editor. I'm curious. My guy, Real Slim Shady, I have the Saints over the Falcons for a simple reason, that I have more confidence in their quarterback situation currently right now. The guy, how do you invite somebody, the GOAT? I'm looking through it, and it just doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't show up. I can't tell you. I feel they go floor 9-8, ceiling 12-5. So you're that high in New Orleans. I like it. I'm always excited to see optimism for people supporting their squad. And make sure that you're following. I know that New Orleans is a team that a lot of people have a positive feeling about because of where they are with Shuck currently. Some questions surrounding Alvin Kamara and whether or not he's going to be the same guy as he is healthy, crossing the age of 30 years old. But I do know this about Kamara. With him next year, if you do have the production on the outside from the weapons that we believe to be coming, this offense could be one of the better units in football. So College Football Editor 5, thank you so much. Make sure you're following my guy. The Bengals should be higher because we got a great D now. I'm excited about what Cincinnati could be. They're going to improve. They're going to be better. We're fired up about what's coming in for them. And again, I kept saying it, but we will continue to repeat this sentiment that it is surrounding Joe Burrow and his health for them to improve. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, College Football Editor. Bro, you proved your point. ESPN will call you soon from Senor Frijoles. I'm still waiting on that call, though. So we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep grinding until that day happens. I hope that everyone realizes this is the Broncos' year, man. Zell, that's what we're feeling. Denver Broncos are a contender through and through, but I would not be honest. ESPN isn't what it used to be. That's also true. Jeffrey with a subtle jab right there. I've always been a Fox Sports guy myself. Roselle Russell, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you guys. We are looking to try and get to 4,400 on TikTok. No, Jeffrey, it's not a jab. It's true. I fully agree with where you're at on ESPN. But it was just funny the timing saying like ESPN will call you. And then you're like, ESPN's not what it used to be. I was like, damn. Off topic. Off topic has a future, folks. This is off topic. Keep it rolling. They just don't. I know. It's all about conversation. Sammy Boy Aura, thank you for the follow. Brian, thank you for the follow, guys. Thank you for all the support. Record prediction on the Tennessee Vols. I've got them going 8-4 next year. Really disappointed in Tennessee last year. They had a chance with a quite manageable schedule, and we're going to pull it up right now. And I love this question because I'm fired up to talk more college football. They're going to start off the year 1-0, and they play at Georgia Tech. That's going to tell you a lot about Georgia Tech as well as where the Vols are going to be next season. But Alabama's on the schedule, Texas on the schedule, LSU's on the schedule. Currently, I've got all three of those teams in the top 10. I would have them winning one of those. I don't know if they also play at South Carolina, at A&M. That schedule is ridiculous this year. I got to be honest. Hendricks, that schedule is absurd. They play at Vandy, at A&M, at South Carolina, as well as LSU, Bama. Like, also, Arkansas and Auburn aren't exactly cupcakes neither. Saints were not always bad. They just never had a quarterback since Drew Brees. They have a very good offense. We have the worst schedule in the league. You have the worst schedule in college football next year from what it looks like. You're out of conference game? Georgia Tech. Let's just play Georgia Tech. Absolutely absurd, Hendricks. I feel for you. Are you a Tennessee fan? I think you are. Secret Agent. We'll get Secret Agent in here. What's going on, Secret Agent? Oh. What do you got?
Why loss in the first round with the Cowboys? Are you just speaking history repeats itself or what?
That's where we're currently at. I do not have the personal moxie to put the Cowboys immediately in the contending category just because of the feeling of the defense being better. I'm fired up about their defense, by the way. And my hot take is Barham's actually going to be a better player than Lawrence. I loved him at Michigan. But their floor is, I'd actually say, lower than Pittsburgh. Their ceiling's a top 4 in the league, though. You could put them with the Rams, Buffalo, Houston, whoever, though.
But you have the Chargers, Chiefs, and Panthers above them.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina, we know, is going to have one of the best defenses in football next year. Would you agree?
I don't know about one of the best. Are they going to have a good defense? Sure. One of the best is a very bold statement.
Well, they were a top 10 unit last year, and they added Phillips, You think Phillips is a good player?
He's a good player, sure.
What about Devin Lloyd?
Sure.
Okay, and they almost beat the Rams, right, in that matchup in the wild card round, and the Rams were pretty good last year, right?
Defense is only one side of the ball, brother.
They added Chris Brazzell, right?
Who the hell is that?
So that's my point. That's my point. If you don't know who Chris Brazzell is, it's tough to be able to like feel any sense of like why I would feel bad about putting Carolina in that position, because I saw Chris Brazzell ball out. We've got a Tennessee Volunteer fan in the chat that's probably a little bit upset that you don't know who he is. Really talented outside perimeter weapon. He balled out against Georgia in one of the biggest matchups in the season last year.
So a rookie, yes?
It's exactly right.
So you're putting your hopes, faith, and dreams on
No, not just Chris Brazzell, but that's one player. Coral Edits, we gotta stop.
Is a rookie, yes?
That's what we need. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna mute Coral Edits here. And that's just Carolina. The question is on Bryce Young. Look, I fully agree with you. I think the Cowboys, if they have what we believe them to be on defense, they're going to be as good as anyone next year. They were a top 5 offensive unit, but they were the worst defense in the NFL last year. Gave up the most points, and we're just going to put them immediately in the contending category? I can't quite do that as of yet. But this is a fun conversation. I like it. And I've got the Chargers there because of Alt, because of Slater.
Let me tell you why. Yes, you do. When you're dead last in defense, when you're dead last on defense or offense, there's only one thing you can do, and that's get better, right? So when you're 32nd out of 32nd, you can't go to number 33 because there's only 32 teams, right? So we obviously know that the additions that the Cowboys made, their defense is going to be better, right? And we already know that everybody on offense, Cowboys had the number 2 ranked offense last year. Everyone who was on the offense is returning this year. Every single player, right? So if we can keep the same offense success that we had last year, this upcoming year, and an improved defense, I don't see how you can't make them a contender.
Well, because the Giants got better too. They had 2 picks in the top 10, right? The Commanders
beat the Cowboys in 9 years.
The Commanders got better too, right? Other teams got better in the conference. And the Cowboys' schedule, have you looked at the Cowboys' schedule?
I mean, yeah, sure, but you can also say the Cowboys got better too.
But their schedule with what they're playing, they play the NFC West next year. What do you think their record's going to be versus the West? This will tell me a lot about what your...
I mean, we're definitely going to beat the Cardinals. I would even say that Rams game's up in the air. We're playing them coming off of a bye week, and they have 2 back-to-back games that week. So I could say that we're playing them.
Jeffrey. I like it. I like that. That's good feedback.
I mean, we're playing them after a bye week. We're going to be well rested. I could say that could be the Rams are obviously going to be favorites.
Appreciate the follow. Thank you, Imposter Cool. Thank you.
But I wouldn't say that's like an automatic dub for the Rams. I mean,
I'm going to have them go 1-2 against those other teams. So to answer the question myself, I'll go 2-2 against them in the division that you play within. 3-3 isn't even bad. Whereas Philadelphia, like last year, that was a 21-point comeback to win that game. You'd probably say week 1. If CeeDee Lamb doesn't have those bad drops, that should have been a win. But I love the Cowboys. Caleb Downs, there is not a bigger fan of him that exists on this planet, except for probably his dad and his brother Josh, than me, right? I'm a diehard Buckeye fan. What he's going to do to that defense is going to be transformational, and I'm fired up about what they're going to be. But I can't sit and put them immediately saying that they're going to be a Super Bowl contender before I see it. I got to see them play a couple of games. They could be in the top 5 at the end of September if they look really good. But as of right now, there's still other teams that have improved.
Bro, I just mean like going into the year, because this is obviously the teams going into the next year. I can see 4 teams in the contender category where the Cowboys are just a better team.
Then you're saying the Chiefs?
Yes. Other than Patrick Mahomes, the Cowboys have better everything.
Do you know who Peter Woods is?
He's He's a rookie, bro. You can't talk about rookies. These guys have never seen an NFL field in their life.
So but I understand the argument, but Malachi Lawrence, Jayshon Barham, and Caleb Downs are all rookies too, though, and that's what a big part of the argument about the Cowboys being better is on the rookies. That's why Caleb Downs will be either the reason why the Cowboys win a Super Bowl in the next decade, and if he isn't what we think he's going to turn into, then the Cowboys won't. It's all on him.
But you see how when I mentioned the Chiefs, your rebuttal to me was a rookie? Have you ever heard of Peter Woods? Yeah, I have heard of Peter Woods from Clemson.
But there's also Mansour Delane. Have you heard about Mansour Delane?
You can't say that the Chiefs are a better team because they have drafted better.
They've been to 7. They went to 7 straight AFC title games, and they had one fall off of a season. And
I'm not talking about their franchise history. I'm talking about going into next year.
They went to 7 straight AFC title games, and they fell off next year.
I am talking about 2026 only, not the past 10 seasons. Going into 2026, not their past Super Bowl success. If we are going strictly just into 2026, outside of Patrick Mahomes, the Cowboys have better everything.
I disagree with that. I really believe that the Chiefs' defense is going to be, right now on paper, the defenses are even right now going into next year.
Okay, so let's say they have even defenses. You're going to say the Chiefs have a better offense than the Cowboys' offense?
Do you trust Patrick Mahomes more in a bigger game or Dak Prescott?
Like I said, outside of Patrick Mahomes. So let's...
SYNG, I understand it, but I this is what I talk about, guys, on YouTube. You might be asking why I'm having someone on here disagree with me. This is what I'm about. I want people to disagree with me. I want people with different opinions than me to come on here and talk. If that's what you want wait, hold on. I'm talking to YouTube as well as TikTok right now. I'm fine with people disagreeing with me. That's what the brand I'm trying to build is. Come on here and let's be passionate about what sport we love, college football and the NFL. Here's a Cowboys fan that believes his team should be a freaking contender, right? I can feel the passion in his voice that he believes they should be there. And I'm giving different answers, and he's got different stats, other things he's going to feed into because his eyes freaking tell him that the Cowboys are going to be a contender next year. He's even going to shoot down Patrick Mahomes, who's been arguably one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, even back to an injury. So that's what I'm talking about with what we're trying to do here, folks. Is everyone hold on, man. I'm sorry, but I'm.
Are you gonna monologue for the next hour? Come on, bro.
I mean, most people would be upset with that, but yes, I am, because this is what I'm trying to build. This is what I'm trying to build, and this fires me up because I love people like you, because you are the life of our sport. You're what makes the NFL great. You're what makes football fans come together. If this were on social media, these are two people that would disagree and they'd go at each other. They don't like each other, but like, you'd be one of my friends if we knew each other in real life, because you're able to stand by your opinion and not just like get upset and start attacking somebody personally. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do here, folks, with this and building it out for the future. As you can see, it's too passionate. You can see I'm passionate too, coming on here, going live 6 hours a single day. So I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much. I'll give you a final closing remark. And everybody, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe or follow. If you want your voice to be heard, if you want a community, this is where you're going to be. I'm not silencing you. If you disagree with me, if you disagree with somebody else, we're just going to chat ball and hopefully have a fun time doing it.
Done now?
I am.
Okay. So you had said that the Cowboys and the Chiefs had a similar defense. We can call them the same. And then your rebuttal was, do you trust Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott? At the quarterback position, I would 100% trust Patrick Mahomes over Dak Prescott. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you trust Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice or CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens?
You didn't include Travis Kelce in that list.
Is Travis Kelce a wide receiver?
Travis Kelce is a weapon.
I didn't ask you that. I said, is Travis Kelce a wide receiver?
you can't navigate an argument towards that specific. Yes, that you're the combination at duo of wide receiver is better.
So let's include them. So let's include Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy, or George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson. Who do you trust more?
Oh, I love the Cowboys' weapons much better. You're right on that.
So if we know that the Cowboys' offense is better than the Chiefs' offense, and their defenses are similar, like you said, wouldn't that give the Cowboys the edge?
See, what you're talking about fires me up, because this is what pissed me off when the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Super Bowl and when they beat the Eagles. The Chiefs were not as good as the Eagles in 2022. They weren't better than the Niners in 2023, but they had Patrick Mahomes. That's my answer to that.
Okay, sure. So, again, like I said, you said that their defenses were similar, and you agreed that the receiving core in Dallas is better than the receiving core in Kansas City. So, this all has to be put out on the field and see what it can do. So
that's exactly right, and that's why I don't have them as a contender.
You don't have them as a contender because they haven't been on the field yet?
That's exactly right.
Neither have the Chiefs, neither have the Panthers, neither have the Lions, neither have the Packers, neither have all the other 31 teams.
Well, we got to make a rankings. Otherwise, it's just an empty list.
Right. So then you just said that you're basing that because they haven't even seen the field yet. Neither have any other 31 other teams.
I've seen Patrick Mahomes. I saw what the Panthers' defense was last year. All those teams have earned respect. My guy, I'm not silencing you. We've given you the opportunity to speak, and I appreciate your passion. Make sure that you are following Secret Agent. Thank you so much for the talk. Thank you guys for listening to that conversation. I know that went on for a while. We just we got to get some more people. That was a lot of fun for me. I really like debates and thought exercises. Can you invite me to go? Are you available to be invited? People on YouTube, I apologize that that carried on so long. I know that there's 154 of you on here right now, but I love doing that though. And it's fun to have someone disagree with what you got. Because it's just funny how if that were to be in a comment section, how it would have gone a different direction. All right. Nexo. Did you request Nexo? Let's get you on, Nexo. What's up? How we doing?
Yo, can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear.
All right. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm Philadelphia everything.
Okay.
I think the Eagles being in a contender, not playoff locks, I think that's a little bit unfair only because we basically
off topic. I appreciate you off topic. Continue, my man.
I'm pretty sure we hit playoffs.
So you think the Eagles make the playoffs? Or playoff locks, you're saying? They should be in
the playoff locks too. I think
you think
the Ravens and the Eagles. We should be playoff locks.
Okay, you think the Ravens and the Eagles should be higher for both of those teams right now? So for Philly, I'm just a little bit concerned about Lane Johnson on the right side of the O-line and then possibly losing A.J. Brown. Those are my biggest concerns. Right.
Even though A.J. Brown is a big part of our team, we still have a lot of other receivers as in Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon, we just earned. Jahan Dotson left. But we still have a lot of great wide receivers.
Don't sleep on Stowers now. That kid's going to be unbelievable.
No, Eli Stowers is great too, especially because Dallas Goedert is going into his 7th or 8th year, so he's about to leave too. But with A.J. Brown, we could also get a bunch of other receivers that are in the NFL that are as good or maybe even better than him. So, I mean, A.J. Brown, even though he's leaving... Look, the Eagles, I've got them as a Super Bowl contender, right? So we agree that they are contenders. But do you think that they've done enough to replace, Blankenship or not having Phillips? I thought the Eagles were going to go McNeil Warren, or they were going to trade up potentially to go get Thieneman, or I thought they would, maybe even trade up to someone and get a tackle. But look, I who am I to doubt Howie Roseman, bro? I got no. Honestly, when the Jets took Kenyon Sadiq, I thought the draft was over. I really did. When they took Kenyon Sadiq from us, I thought the draft was over. But Howie came up and he
made it happen.
But I think we filled out. I think we can fill out that
that Blankenship spot pretty nicely. And him going to Houston, it even ups Houston's defense a bunch more. And I agree with them being in the playoff locks.
Yeah, and then Baltimore for me, like, it's just a matter of how are they gonna react as an organization, and it's like structurally it's the way that they play football on Sundays when they bring in a coach that's been a legend for a long time. But look, they're a contender. Are they a lock? No, because Cincinnati, obviously, when Burrow's healthy, they're incredible. Or at least when they can run the football and not be bottom 4 in the league. That's one part about Cincinnati that I just don't like about them. And then the Steelers got better. The Browns got better. So that's why, like, they're not a lock. That division's tough. And Philly, to me, it's like, dude, the Giants, that's what I was just saying to our guy on the live here, is like the Giants just got better. The Commanders got better. The Cowboys just got so much better. So for Philly, I'm like, do I feel certain they're going to go 10-7? I feel pretty good they'll make the playoffs, but like it's more compressed. They're not as able. It's kind of like the SEC is what's happening with Philly right now. Is that talent is being dispersed. You can't hold on to Jalen Phillips. You can't hold on to Nakobe Dean and Phillips.
Yeah.
Now you don't have, what was it, a 3rd round pick in this year's draft that they gave up. So you can't have that 3rd round pick because you gave it up for them. Whereas previously, when you had a little bit more cap flexibility, you could sign these guys. So their overall, if you will, in Madden has been like a 92, a 93, and that's been lowered because that's just the nature of you drafting really well, and that's the champagne problem you're going to have. So that's why I got them in that category. But I appreciate you, my man. I'm going to get a couple of other people on here. I do this every day pretty much. So thank you so much for your feedback, and I make sure. Are you following right now?
Not yet, but I might.
I got you. Make sure that you're following my guy. It was I love these thought exercises, the experiments of it, folks. I'm going to get some new guests on here in a second here, but we got to bump around. Thank you, user, for the follow. We're going to bump around the GOAT. I wish I knew how to follow you. And SYN, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. And Kendra, thank you for the follow. We're going to bump around for a second. A lot of people are requesting and putting comments in. The 123 people, or 103, in YouTube right now, thank you guys so much for being here. It's a Friday afternoon. You're probably at work, or you're out of work, or you're going to be graduating high school soon, or you're in middle school, whatever the case is. Thank you for being here and talking football and being a part of this community. I got to say how much I appreciate all of you guys, even the ones that hate my takes and disagree with what I'm saying. I appreciate all of you guys just the same, as long as at the end of the day we can respect, each other's opinion. What do we got here? You just compared to us, so we've got a little bit of a debate going back and forth here in the chat. TikTok, on the other hand, how many people in front of you, imposter, right now? And the GOAT is still trying to. How do I get you in? You've been trying to get in here longer than everybody else. What if I add you as a moderator on TikTok? Would that work? I don't even know. All right, let's get somebody else in here. Who's up first for Hendrix? What's up, Hendrix? Unless that didn't work. Did it work? Hold on. Let me respond to a couple comments first. Texans from Pain Reel. I have the Houston Texans going to the Super Bowl. I've continued to say it, that this is the best defense in football. And when you get pressure on the quarterback, if you have CJ Stroud a little bit more protected by a run game in Montgomery, and Keelan Rutledge comes there, and they can actually protect him better in the pocket, I'm fired up about what they're going to be. NHL fan, he's already 27. He's not getting better. But Pain Reel, make sure you're following Pain Reel. I see my aunt's favorite team in there, the Dallas Cowboys. She passed 3 days before birthday. I'm so sorry for that loss, Kendra. Thank you so much for being in here talking ball. Hector, I see your request. Let's get you in, Hector. What's up? What's up, Hector? How you doing?
Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. I got two questions, bro.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
How are the Panthers and the Jags better than the Giants?
Better than the Giants. So I know what the Panthers' defense is. I know that they're going to be even better.
I'd argue our defense, especially our pass rush, way better.
So this is what I've told a lot of Giants fans is you guys have been bottom 8 in rushing defense for, is it 4?
Yeah, I know that for sure.
For 4 years or 5 straight years? Do you know?
It's probably 5.
Okay. So, as you know what I'm going to say, right? If you can't stop the run, it doesn't matter if you have as all the pass rushers in the world because it's going to be 3rd and 1. So, I don't know. I don't know what the Giants, are they going to be better? I think they will be. Right? I love Arvell Reese and Abdul Carter. Those might be the best 2 defensive players in the last 2 drafts. And I'm a big college guy. When I see a college talent, that's what fired up about our guy in here earlier, saying they're rookies, they're not going to make an impact. Like, these college kids come into the league and they make impacts year 1. So for the Giants, I think they will be better. I just need to see it. I need to see tangible results on the field. I've already seen the Jags play well last year. They had the number 1 rushing defense in football by 4.6 yards. The Panthers, they were right there. They had the Rams that when if Horn doesn't get hurt, I truly believe they get a stop. So that's.
I don't believe it. The Panthers are fluky. There's no way you watch the Panthers and you think they aren't fluky.
Defensively, I do believe in them, but I don't trust Bryce. I got to tell you. I don't trust Bryce. I agree with you, Hector. I agree with you. I don't trust Bryce. We'll see. I got to see it as well from them.
Respect. I think our run defense is going to be better without Dexter Lawrence, though. I just want to say that. Just want to put that out there.
Ooh, now that's a take. What's going on, Blaze? Our Bible with Caleb. Bible with Caleb. Sounds like an event. That's good stuff. Bible with Caleb. That's a take, and I like it though. And what's interesting is that there's actually a way to navigate around that. Excuse me. Is you guys can have better run defense than when you had with Lawrence, not because you have better players on the interior than Dexter Lawrence, but because of other pieces that you added. So I like that statement because some people will get like, what? You saying that Dexter Lawrence is worse than no? You're saying a crafty little statement there.
I swear.
No, I would put money that they are not a bottom 8 run defense once again. I fully agree with you, Hector, but you can understand my feeling, right? Why I'm hesitant about putting there.
I respect it, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, I appreciate you coming in and having it take. I like the way that you phrased that. Our run defense will be better even without Dexter Lawrence, and I agree with you. And then offensively, right now with Jackson Dart, I've got full confidence in him and Scadaboo, Tracy Sink. Yeah.
So we'll see where Jackson Dart is, whether he's good or not. We should have a good.
No, Likely. That's why I love Likely. That might be the most underrated addition to the entire team, even more than Arvell Reese or somebody. Is he's just going to make things easier for him, like completion over the middle, big body target that can run up the seam. I love that move.
We'll see. Respect. All right, thank you for letting me on.
I got you, Hector. Make sure that you're following, my guy. I appreciate you. All right, folks, that was Hector. New Jersey, man, that's what we call spam. Where do you think the revamped Cowboys defense will rank this year? Middle of the pack? No, I think they're going to be better than middle of the pack. I would probably say in the top 12. I'd go into that category. Maybe even top 10. I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to be really good next year. I'm going to say top 10. I think the Cowboys will have a top 10, not top 12. Let's do it that. I think the Cowboys could be really good. They still do need corners, though, Stay Woke. You're absolutely right about that. The GOAT, I wish I could. And Hector, thank you for hopping on, my guy. If you haven't followed, make sure to do so. Micah, Browns Bowl Trust. They're in a win-win situation next year, Micah. If they have a good year with Watson or Shador, all right, you're competing for a playoff spot. Let's keep adding weapons to a roster that's coming together. If not, all right, let's go get our new quarterback in the 2027 NFL draft. Pain real. So how are we losing in the wild card rounds. I mean, as of right now, why I have them in that category is because I have, like I've talked about for the last hour or so, I have hesitations about the Cowboys. I believe they're going to be really good. That's what my eyes are telling me about the acquisitions that they've made. But I still need to see the results on the field. Whereas the Bears, the Ravens, the Chargers, all those teams ahead of them, a lot of them are either playoff teams or have had a lot of recent success. And Dallas as well, you could say. They're 12 wins or better for 3 straight seasons. So we're fired up. My guy, Payne Real, make sure that you are following. Micah, thank you for being in the chat talking ball. Make sure you're following Micah. Zero tolerance, but my Birds still getting it. Gotta respect the champs, in a sense. That's why we've got Seattle up there very high. They did lose. What did they use? They lost Boye Mafe. They lost Kenneth Walker. They lost Woolen. And there's going to be questions in a really tough division. But the Birds, we just had a conversation a little bit earlier about the Philadelphia Eagles. And did you hear about Ahmad Hardy shot dude? I did hear about Ahmad Hardy getting shot. Hunter, I saw that. If you saw my video, I had Ahmad Hardy on my TikTok short, putting him in the top 10 college football players in the nation next year. And if he's healthy, I still think he could get up there. SYNG. I am a diehard Chicago Bears fan and a Buckeyes fan. Okay, so tonight, Blender, going back to my movie. The plan is to try and get back. I'm not giving a guarantee, though, yet, folks, about me being live later. I'm going to see my girlfriend, helping her out there for a little bit. So I don't know if I will be. So that remains to be seen so far. What do we got? Did you get my request? No, I still literally girlfriend reveal. We've made the girlfriend reveal up previously. Let's see. I still have not found I don't know why it's not working. I have no idea why it's not working. Let's go. All right, Landon, let's get you in here. What's up, Landon?
Yo, nothing much.
All right, what do you got for me? You got a minute to chat. Let's see what you got.
Why do you got the Vikings so far down? I think they should move up.
Quarterback. Questions about the quarterback position.
But you don't think that they're going to be any better there? Because they spent 9-8 with Max Brosmer, Carson Wentz, and JJ McCarthy. You don't think they're going to be any better?
Currently, I still have my doubts about whether it's McCarthy or if it's Kyler. Remember the division? They beat the Bears last year. Could have beat them twice. The Bears could have beat them twice. Green Bay, did they have their starters in that last game, Landon?
Yeah, they got real big. I'm a Green Bay fan.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're a Green Bay Packer fan. All right. I got you.
I think they're better than the Lions, though, because I feel like the Lions got way worse this year.
Really? I've got the Lions going to win the division next year. That's interesting. I think that schedule is going to help them out a lot. And having in addition opposite of Sewell, that's my go-to. I've said every time. They still got the weapons, right, Landon? Gibbs is still there, right?
Oh, yeah, but I think their offensive line is too questionable.
Ooh, but do you not? You don't think Blake Miller's going to be a good player as a rookie? It's a question mark to have. I can see it. A rookie tackle, Blake Miller out of Clemson, not coming in and having success. Guys, I apologize about the background noise. We've got people in the nearby vicinity doing some construction. But that's why there is background disturbance noise. I hope you can hear me if you can. But okay, I got you, Landon. Any closing remarks, whatever you want to say?
I just want to hear, why do you have the Packers in contenders? Because I see a lot of people who think they're going to be terrible next year.
Why? They've got maybe the best defensive player in the NFC if Micah Parsons comes back healthy. I mean, Tucker Kraft, the first half of last year. I mean, and I'm a Bears fan. I got no reason to talk positively about the freaking Packers, but like they're good. Even if you lose Romeo Dobbs and Wicks, and they lost one or two offensive linemen. You've had a coach that's consistently won. He's been to the playoffs in 5 of the 6 years he's been the coach there. I want to say, right? So no, they've been consistent. And Jordan Love, maybe he doesn't play his best in the biggest of games. The dude still is better than 20 other guys in the league, right? And they've got weapons. I got my questions about whether Wyatt or Kraft and Micah are going to be the same people they were, but I still got confidence in Green Bay, even though I wish they'd go 0-17.
Yeah, same for the Bears, of course.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you got to respect what your eyes tell you, and I'm glad that rivalry is honestly better than at any point in my life. I'm 25. You're probably like 17, 16. So
16.
Yeah, there you go. So it's the best it's ever been, and I hope for the next decade it's going to be relevant and really good football. But I appreciate you, Landon. I'm gonna get someone else on here. Thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate you, Spencer Royal. That was a fun combo. So we've had folks on YouTube that think that I'm being biased towards this. We've got our Cowboys fan coming on here and laying loose, and we've got a Green Bay Packer fan coming on. Can't say that I started off the stream hot, bringing in 2 Chicago Bears fans and just talking Bears. But thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate the gift, and thank you for the Dolphins. So we do. That's the thing about like recency bias. If you stay and watch this show long enough, you will see us essentially try and cover the entire league as well as college football long enough. We're just chatting ball here, folks. That's all it's about. Giving people the opportunity to speak. I wish we could have a 6-hour stream right now. This has been good. Let's see who we're going to bring in. Not if you have 4 running backs. Nah, that was because of Drew Petzing online. NSTIN_27. Make sure you're following. I love what I'm seeing in the chat right now, folks. What do we got? Thank you for the follow. Bro, I know ball from Elijah. Elijah, did you? Yeah, let's get. Oh, I think I got one more person that we could get you in here, Elijah.
Yep.
What's going on?
What's good, man?
Good to see you. What do you want to say?
I would just like to say that I love the respect for the Cowboys. I love the respect, and like I've been a Cowboys fan since like 2nd grade, and well, I'm not gonna say it because of TOS on TikTok, but since I'm not that old, I didn't get to experience a lot of the Cowboys playoffs. But
in the 90s, yeah.
Oh yeah. Since we've been focusing on our defense during the off season and really been trying to like lock that down. Like I've hated Jerry Jones. I don't like what he does with the team.
Jeffrey, that's funny. Like, yeah, I got you.
Since he's going with defense, he's actually like picking the right stuff for once. I don't know if he's passing the torch and like someone's secretly doing that.
His son Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
He's been doing good on like what to do with the team. And I think, well, I predicted it. I went to like that website. I don't know what it's called, where like you predict the record. And
Perry Pick'em.
Yeah, that's it. And then I got the Cowboys going 10-7. I don't think.
Okay, that's respectable. I like it.
I don't think that they're gonna win the division because Eagles, man.
You got respect for a team that's been good lately. Okay.
Can't hate the Eagles. Eagles is a good team.
Do you say that to your friends though? Do you say the same thing to your friends, or are you just saying that to me? Be honest.
What the Eagles are a good team?
Yeah.
Oh no, my best friend, he's an Eagles fan. Oh, I hate him. I hate him, and it's only because on how he talks about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's only because on how he talks.
So good for you. So you're being 2 different people. To him, you're probably talking shit about the Eagles, but yeah, I got. But yeah.
No, specifically like say the team is bad. It's just like what he'll do after every game. Because since we were like in school, he'll come to school after every game. And he'll be like, "Oh my God, my Eagles are."
What's up, Lava? Yeah, I got you. I got you, man. I got you. Thank you for sharing.
So it's like, it's like an equal talk. But like when there's someone that if you're like an Eagles fan and you respect the Cowboys fan is gonna respect you.
Exactly. You just heard me talking to a Packer fan on here, right? And it sounded respectful both ways, right? So
who's your team?
The Bears. I'm a diehard Bears fan. Ohio State. Yeah. My whole
The Bears flipped themselves around.
Rocket guy. That's good stuff right there. But I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. Good to have you here, and hope to see you on lives and interacting.
Man, I love your content. Your content's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're not just gonna hop off here randomly and just get a job in real estate. We already went that route. We're here to stay in the football content creating space for the long term, folks. Even if you don't want me to be. Address the offensive line from Bad Rep 72. Why do you think the Cardinals? You're talking about Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. No, not Rutledge. Chase Besantis. Chase Besantis went to out of Texas A&M. That was some of the more brutal film that I've watched. Bad Rep 72. I can't get it out of my head watching him go up against Miami. If I'm being honest with you, but I am excited about what he can be for Arizona. I just don't want to see them run Jeremiah Love into a nub. I want them to integrate him as peacefully into this process that is the National Football League as possible, and not just give the kid 25 touches a game, which people are wanting him to get. Imposter, yeah, we can get you on. But Bad Rep 72, make sure you're following. Hunter Clips Patriots as locks. Look, you're probably of the opinion that Drake May looked awful in the playoffs and that there's going to be regression. They had a weak schedule last year, and a tougher schedule is going to bring them down, but still, they're coached by Mike Vrabel, and Mike Vrabel is one of the best in football. That culture, maybe there's a question mark about it. I still have a lot of faith in what New England is going to be. Make sure you're following Hunter Clips. CK, the 67 man, right now for the mods, because we got so many of them, it would just be a donation to get up on here. Yesterday, our guy Jacob, he put in $10, and I made him a moderator. So that's right now what it currently is to be a moderator to support the show. Let's go, Imposter. Let's get you on.
Yeah, I want to say this. You know me, I'm a diehard Broncos fan.
Got you.
Because my team last season we made the playoffs and we almost make it to the Super Bowl. I felt frustrated when my team lost to New England. Like a low scoring match.
Should have kicked that field goal.
I know, we missed like twice field goal, twice.
Yeah.
Except there was snowing, bad weather in Colorado. And I want to say that, right? I mean, to be fair, we are Super Bowl contenders, and Bonix might return too. For next season.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Not only that, we're also.
So you like where I got the Broncos currently ranked?
Yep, Super Bowl contenders. Because right now we signed up with good rookies, young develop. We're turning like the young develop, and we're slowly getting experience on the playoffs. Slowly getting experience. We beat the G. Hopefully this season. It depends on Mahomes' injuries though.
Yeah, no, if Mahomes comes back, people gonna be. Off topic, we currently are a bribe-taking show. We have evolved over the last week with the continued pouring in of support, and now on the low, we do take bribes to influence the show in some capacity. But my man, Imposter, look. Yeah, Jalen Waddle. I'm fired up about what he's gonna be for Bo next. I don't know. The Bo hate is just weird to me. I think it's from a lot of people that didn't watch him in college, to be honest. Because from what I saw at Oregon, I didn't see him play a ton at Auburn. at the time, but I saw him play at Oregon, and I loved what I saw. I got nothing but positivity around it. But Imposter, you got any last thoughts before we move on to the next person?
For college football-wise, I'm a huge Michigan fan, too.
Woo!
I just love the Wolverines.
Big Michigan fan. How about that?
Wow.
8-4 probably next year. What are you thinking?
About what, for Michigan?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I think Michigan might be nice because I'm about to attend there for university.
Oh, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Well,
They have a good sports team too. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, I congrats on going there. That's a really good program, and I'm sure you're gonna have a great time there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there for Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go, Imposter. Well, we're gonna hop on to the next person here, but I appreciate you and thank you, Zion. Thank you for following. Elijah, can I go next, please? We're gonna try and have someone on respond to some comments because so many come in here. I'm going to try and catch up with some of the comments here. Cardinals have the schedule from hell. They sure do. Donut. People are low on the Browns. They just don't see Browns 10-7. I have no idea what to think of the Browns next year, except for I'm very positive on what the Browns are going to look like in 2026. Look, they have the best draft class they're coming off of. They had a phenomenal 2025, and I can't just, I guess, what would the right word be? Dismiss what they did in that draft. Judkins, Schwesinger, Mason Graham absolutely nailed it on the part of the front office. And for Cleveland going forward, it's competing at the quarterback position with the likes of Lamar. You know, with Joe Burrow in that division, that's what it's going to take. So look at their OTAs. Yep. I'm excited about Cleveland. They're turning into one of the best rosters that I've seen in my lifetime. Harold Fannin. That's exactly right, Jeffrey. Thank you for adding in that additional name. What do we got here? Got another request to join from Elijah. Brother Elijah, what's up?
What's up?
How you doing? What do you got to say about football right now?
So it's kind of strange, but I am a fan of the Eagles and the Giants.
That is strange. That's very strange.
My dad's side is all Giants fans, and my mom's side is all Eagles fans.
Okay.
So it's like a controversy there.
I'm sure it is. So where do you have the current rankings? What would you change about what do I got right now?
I would have Giants definitely going to the playoffs this year.
Them and the Eagles, but not the Cowboys. You probably don't like the Cowboys. Probably hate the
have the Eagles at maybe playoffs, maybe not. They had a couple. They had that.
Thank you for sharing the live, Malachi. I appreciate you. Grant, Braxton, Malachi, all you guys, make sure that you're following. We are taking requests to go live, just like Elijah right now, if you want to hop on.
They had that European guy come in. Last time we did that, we had
African? Are you talking about Uar Bernard?
Yeah, like
African.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he'll be the next big star, like Jordan Mailata.
Yeah, they also got another African guy named Joshua Weru from Kenya. They got two Africans. They're not European, by the way, Elijah. I'm sorry to correct you on that. It's Africa.
Sorry, it just didn't pop up in my head, so I just came up with something random.
It didn't pop up in my head, so I said something random. You're gonna go places, kid. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for coming on and for following. I hope that you like the content, and I see you around here a lot. That's cool that your family, that is able to get along with each other. Sometimes it can go south. So, guys, we appreciate him being honest about the Joshua Weru and Uar Bernard. As a Texans fan, Colts being ahead of Jacksonville, Mikey, huh? They belong there. Well, Mikey, I got to ask you, Mikey, have you seen anything like last year where you just had this team come out of nowhere that looked like the best in football and it fall apart like that? I'm 25. how old you are, but I can't really remember a team that you didn't expect. There was so much negative chatter about Richardson. Oh, they signed Daniel Jones. Like, what the heck are they doing? And then they're unbelievable. Like, they should have beat the Rams at SoFi. That was a bad loss they had earlier in the season, but I just can't really remember. Big Cardis Edits, thank you so much for, Daniel Jones did get hurt. You're absolutely right. I just got here. Are the Dolphins really supposed to be good? No, they are. They are not. Thank you for the repost, Big Cardis Edit. How the hell do you have the Cowboys on the same level as the Steelers? I actually don't. I think the Steelers have a higher floor and the Cowboys have a much higher ceiling. That's where I currently am on those teams right now, Kyle. Thank you for the question. If that answers it, Dallas can be a Super Bowl team next year if they play better defense and they're the same team on offense. Make sure you're following Kyle C. Grant. I think Browns are making the playoffs. I'm pretty high on the Browns. Maybe not quite that high because Lamar and Burrow were injured last year, and you got those guys for a full healthy season. But Lucas, guys, make sure that you are following. We got Logan requesting to come in here. If he's still in the chat, I don't. What else?
Hi.
What's up, Logan? That didn't quite roll through. YouTube. Am I missing anything on here? Oakland, Mendoza. I think Mendoza may sit half the year, and Beck shouldn't start if Jacoby gets paid. Go Broncos, Texans, LMAO, Shane Bronco fans, Happy Wallace, Niners fans, ruling. We are at, what are we at? 4-3-6-8. So that's, I don't know what the math turns out to be exactly on the follow. Honestly, bro, I think you switch Broncos with Texans. I love their defense. Dude, I've talked about the Texans defense ad nauseum. It's probably going to be that way this entire offseason. I'm with you on that. Let's get Van in the chat. What's going on, Van? How you doing? Happy Friday. It's loading. It's loading. And is Van in here? Can you hear me, Van? What do you think about Mendoza? Do you think he beats Cousins out? No. And that's a little bit to do with, I think Brady could have some oversight, or they just don't want Mendoza. Brady does not want Mendoza to start the season. He wants to protect young quarterbacks. That's been his biggest thing. You are glitching for me. That's not good. Colton Newmeyer, yes. You happy about where I got the Chargers, Colton? I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Guys on YouTube, it's exactly right, Lava Times. If you're on YouTube right now and you have not subscribed, and if you're on TikTok, make sure you're following right now. I appreciate all of you in the chat. We're going to be hopping off in about 5 minutes, folks. We've been here for 2.5 hours, and we are going to finish strong. Earth to Jax, what's up? How you doing? We got about 5 more minutes of the stream, and then we're going to hop off. Easton 7 Beast. Chargers winning the Super Bowl twice. I have Herbert winning MVP next year, so I'm very excited about that going into the year. And Owen Christine with the Let's Go Chargers, Easton 7 Beast, and Owen Christine. Both of you guys, make sure you're following. I am a Chargers season ticket holder, but I'm not a Chargers fan. But I have been levying. I've been promoting the Los Angeles Chargers having a lot of success next year. Because of the offensive line and what they are going to be with Alton Slater healthy, and then the bringing in of Akeem Mesidor, which I am fired up about. It's going to be a really fun year for them. Easton 7 Beast, what are we thinking about the biggest competition towards the Chargers having success next year? What would you say? Yeah, man. Just going through these other guests that wanted to join. All right. It appears that some of the TikTok folks, like you YouTube people, just don't have the patience. A lot of them were requesting to come on the show to talk some ball and have their voice heard in front of our audience, but they hopped out of the chat. And so I thank you YouTube guys so much because people are allowed to swear. But yeah, people are allowed to swear. It's just we can't have spam. Spam is honestly the biggest issue. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, Owen. Thank you so much. Spam is the biggest, I would say, problem that we'd have. That's the biggest issue for my moderators to help me out with is spam. Daniel, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that today, Daniel, were you able to see or hear all of the conversations with the guests that we had today that came on in? My treadmill, I haven't gotten it yet. I'm fired up about that edition coming in soon. What do people think? Give me your honest feedback on YouTube right now. Did you guys like the guests on TikTok, or did you not like that aspect of the show? Me letting other people's voices be heard. I believe 8 of them, and they were all males, no females. We're gonna get a female in here soon, talking ball, and have their voice heard. But it was great. You liked it. I'm glad to hear that because I did, but there was less attention over here. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I apologize about that, guys. Get the Niners up there with you. What I could do, I just don't know exactly, is I want to like mute that TikTok and be talking to the YouTube chat. But obviously, that would be me not really listening to the person talking on TikTok if I were to do that. Yeah, it was great. Thank you. What do we got? Solomon, Broncos Super Bowl bound. Okay. We can see it. Will. Panthers and contenders. Let's go, Will. Yeah, you're fired up about that. Will, make sure you're following. I've been talking a lot about the Carolina Panthers being a good team next year off that defense. I had them. TikTok numbers are big. No, my TikTok numbers are smaller, Jeffrey. I mean, I've got 88 people in here, and I've got a lot less than that on TikTok right now. I've got more subscribers on YouTube as well. But during these lives, like I usually get 2-3 times more followers on TikTok than I do subscribers on YouTube, which is interesting as far as the analytics go. Thank you for the follow, Pesci. Bengals lost in wildcard rounds. So you'd put them in that category. What's up, Pesci? Let's get you on here for a minute. Don't know exactly. I don't know what. That's because YouTube has more people returning. I think that's exactly right. We're building an audience on YouTube, our community. We're excited to keep this growing. We're going to keep it rolling, folks. Yeah, I think Panthers worked for it. They deserve this spot. One of the Cowboys fans, we could say, maybe didn't quite feel that the Panthers should be in that category. I just know it's big. Yeah, as you can tell, a lot of the youngins were the majority. I think most of if I had to say, I believe 6 of the 8 guests that we had on TikTok were below the age of 18. Which may not be, to be honest, the best strategy going forward, but unfortunately, it's hard to know who's behind that profile name and photo. Watch Commies will be back in the AFC Championship game. Estevan, I've got a lot of positives to talk about with them for next year. I mean, Jaden Daniels is healthy. I see no reason why that doesn't happen. Estevan and what do we got? Frogist7, make sure you're following Trey. Herbert MVP. It's exactly right, Trey. Hector, Texans Broncos title game. I've got Texans Chargers. I like what you're saying, Hector. I know Sertan Glazer's upset that my take is Texans versus Chargers, and I've been pushing that as I do really like what the Broncos will be next season. Timmy, so what do you have here? Giants behind Vikings. Oh, what do we got? How soon as you came at? So get there. Hold on, folks. I'm texting my girlfriend right now. Leave that. Looks like the stream might be extending for another 25 minutes, folks, because unless I get feedback to the contrary, we're gonna keep this going. I was here yesterday. Put the cold tire from I Love Living We've thought about it. We could make an adjustment, see if we can get the Colts. But it's so tough for me to actually pull that together. You're pulling on me right there. I Heart Living. Like I'm thinking about putting them in that spot. But I gotta see help from Danny Dimes. That's what I was talking about to our Cowboys fan in this chat. I gotta see it. I think the Cowboys are gonna be good, but I don't know. I've heard all this hype around the Cowboys my whole life. And it's the same thing like with the Colts. I think they're going to be really good. The hype makes sense. But is Danny Dimes the same guy when he was healthy as last year? Baltimore, look, the Ravens have been incredible. The last couple of seasons haven't gotten over the hump, right? So with Zion Young coming in now, we have an expectation that they're going to be better against the run. We get to the door about... Got it. Yeah, so we've got... Looks like we got about 20 more minutes. It depends right now on iPad. We got 10 minutes of Charger juice left. I like Baltimore next year. WTF clips. Timmy Slusher, there's no way the revamped defense, and they brought back the same defense with easy schedule. Who are we talking about there, Timmy Slusher? The Bengals aren't Super Bowl contenders? Are you an Ohio State fan, Timmy Slusher? What's your allegiances for college? I got to know that first before I make my next statement here. True, Jeffrey. What did Jeffrey say? Niners' next 3 games are after Rams are bad teams. I have Panthers as contenders. So you don't like that one from Sucka Free. Okay. I can respect the opinion there. Too many questions on Bryce Young, I'd assume. And folks, on TikTok right now, we've been live for about 3 hours. If you haven't done so, please make sure you're following on YouTube. If you have not, what's up, MJT Edits? If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, guys, I know I asked for it throughout, but we are in the current grind stage of the offseason. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already done so. I appreciate all you folks. It's a Friday in May, and we are fully going into the weeds with this football conversation. So thank you to all of you. It's Leo. What's up? Josh, you don't believe in my benefits? In your benefits? Did I miss your comment, Daniel? Wait, your who? Believe in your who? I apologize, Daniel. I'm not sure. Put the Lions as playoff locks, Nate. We had them in that category yesterday. Thank you, MJT. We got the Travis Matthew hat. Don't ask me though, Leo. Of course, I remember you. I very much so do. I was Leo D, a goat. Leo D. I still don't know exactly what's the best thing to say. Yeah, I remember. Guys, you might not believe it. Oh, Bengals. I still think they're going to be good. Leo, I do remember. I remember like all of you guys and the sentiment and the feelings of what you all have to put in and to talk about. It's actually really fun now to come on here. We have the same like people every day. It's pretty fun. I'm excited about it. This list from Pancake. It's all good. You are entitled to your opinion there. Let's see. Gonna restart the TikTok right now. Actually, really good there. So 37 followers, hour 48. Not a bad session. Not a shabby session. 436. We got a 42. 42 so far. Why do you think the Saints will make the playoffs? Sean Tuber home? What do we have here? Why do you think the Saints will make the playoffs? I don't think they will make the playoffs would be my reaction to that, Sean Tuber. I've got them in playoffs. Playoffs? They can't even win a game. From Jim Morup. That's in that question mark. If I had the Saints, that would mean I have 25 teams in the playoffs, which would be a little suspect for someone that's trying to give off the opinion that they are going to talk about ball. What's up, Big K? How we doing, Big K? I accepted the let's get you on here. What's up? How we feeling about what you're seeing?
Man, oh man, brother. So, I mean, I'll start off by saying, no, it's fair. there's not too much that I disagree with, but give me 1 second.
Where are you from, by the way? Is that a Carolina accent? He muted himself.
I'm sorry, what did you say, brother?
Are you from Carolina?
No, I'm from Georgia, brother.
Georgia, okay.
But yeah, man, you got the Panthers in the 3rd tier. What, man?
Is that too low? Too high? Too high?
Way too. I mean, yeah, I would say way too high. And you got the Falcons at the bottom with the Jets and the Raiders. Man, come on, brother.
So, what the correlation here right now is between the Falcons and the Panthers is I still got a lot of major question marks about quarterback play. But I got to tell you, Atlanta, I'm fired up about next year, and you got to be fired up about Xavier Watts, first of all. I got to give you congrats to that. And keeping Zachariah Branch in state, Avian Terrell, bringing him over. I'm excited about all those moves. But the question mark to me there is still significant for Atlanta. And I'll be honest right now, the Carolina Panthers are in that spot by means of bribery. Is that the way to put it? We had someone on YouTube pay to have me bump them up a spot. That's truthfully why I have them in that category. I just got to be upright with you, Big K. You got to understand the way that this can roll. We got a donation to put them there, and you're not the first person. What's up, Earth to Jax? You're not the first person to give pushback. But with the Falcons, what's the situation? Is James Pierce Jr. going to be on the field? Do you not know what's going on?
Okay, so I think for James Pierce, I've heard people say that he's going to be suspended from the team. They wouldn't waste a first round draft pick just because of
2 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think what he did was bad. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just throw that off. It was bad, but I don't even think he got any jail time. So I think the most that's gonna happen is he might be out the first couple weeks, but he'll be on the field by at least week 3 or week 4.
Okay, so it's not throughout the whole season because, man, I got to tell you, I was really excited about his level. And that trade to me, I still didn't get it. Echo, I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan and Ohio State Buckeyes fan. Are you a Georgia fan, Big K? Or what's your name, Big K?
Yes, sir. My name is Caleb. I'm a Georgia fan.
Oh, Caleb, diehard Dogs fan. It's great to have you in here. The direction of Georgia is fascinating to me, specifically on college football, because you've won the SEC the last 2 years, and they've been down seasons, right? Wouldn't you agree with that? Like, by the fans, they've been considered down years?
What do you mean by down years?
Down years, like the Georgia fans have not been happy even winning the SEC. They've wanted more in the playoff.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree 100%.
Right, and that to me shows you where that program is right now. This is the best the Georgia Bulldogs, in my opinion, have ever been, where they can win the Southeast freaking Conference and still have their fans be upset about that year. And the questions around the OC, I've heard them, I've understood them about Bobo. But I'm excited. I like it. My question to you, though, is do you think Gunnar Stockton, you seem like you watch pro and college ball, could he be an NFL quarterback?
Man, that's a great question. I think that Gunnar Stockton would be similar to, let's see, who? Maybe to be honest, I think, man, that's a great question.
I mean, it's fine if you don't know. I mean, but to me, though, hesitation, especially at the quarterback position, is telling, right? If you don't know, you got to know about quarterback in the NFL, right? So to me, even if you're a Dogs fan, it's like, man, so one of their fans is saying they don't know. To me, that's telling that maybe he doesn't have a big enough arm, not tall enough. He's a good athlete for college. So to me, I don't think he is. And I've gone on to say that, he's not listed in the 12 best NFL prospects at quarterback, but he is one of the best 12 college quarterbacks next year, Caleb, But that's an interesting thing about that is in the NFL, right? With Bryce Young, we got question marks on Bryce after 3 years. We can't sign this guy. And if you have that bit of hesitation, right, it's kind of what you learn is like hesitation for you have some sort of feeling towards the negative. You thought to say no, but you do like some parts of it. In the NFL, you got to know there's too many dollars, at stake. It's too important of a decision.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think he could have like a Bryce Young type of career if he did, come to the NFL. But I think as of right now,
or backup could be a good backup in the league.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, he would not be like a top tier like starter. Yeah. He's backup material, I would say.
Yeah, I got you there. Yeah, it's man, I'm fired up about it. I think currently I've got Georgia at either 6. I think 6 on my rankings. I think either ahead of Indiana or I had Indiana at 7 in Georgia, or Georgia at 7, Indiana at 6. Who's the best besides Ellis Robinson and what you got rolling there in the secondary? There's the other kid, KJ Bolden. Those guys could both be first-round picks, right? What's the defensive line looking like right now?
To be honest, I wouldn't.
You got that 1D tackle that's really good.
Yeah. Man, I wouldn't even know, to be honest.
All good. So you're more of an NFL fan than Georgia?
Yeah, I don't really. I watch the Georgia games. I don't really keep up with the players too much.
Okay, I got all good. I appreciate you being honest about that. It was funny. We had a kid on here earlier. He talked about one of the Eagles kids that they brought over from the International Player Pathway Program, the 7th round pick, Uar Bernard. He said the European, and he was like, I couldn't think of what continent, so I just made one up. So it shows you a little bit of difference. You've got maturity there to like just say I don't know, and it's a powerful thing to say like I don't know when you don't know an answer. People. That kid will learn in time that it's honestly better to just say what you don't know. Even ask for help. Ask someone to tell you. So that shows me you got a good head on your shoulders, my man. Keep it up. I appreciate you, Caleb. Well, we're gonna run, but it's college football, NFL football year round here at Blitz with Blender. I hope to see you more often. If you like long form content, Caleb, check out my YouTube right now. We've got a much larger audience on there for the same live that we're doing. So that's what I put my previews.
100%. What's your YouTube, brother?
Just Blitz with Blender. It's there on YouTube. If you want to watch the live there, watch it here. It's a completely different experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to YouTube, brother.
Yeah, there you go. Appreciate you, Caleb. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me up.
Yeah, you got it. All right, folks. That was Caleb from Georgia. He had a question about why I've got the Panthers up higher than the Falcons right now, and we were talking about the Georgia Bulldogs a little bit. That was really fun. And ultimately, I just love what the Carolina Panthers defense is. Same question, though, about Bryce Young, which isn't good. That we just don't know about him. Is he going to be consistent enough to play really well next year? I don't know. It's I don't know college either, broski. I got you. It's all good, Jeff. It's all good, Jeffrey. What is this rankings called? It is called the Blitz with Blender Power Rankings. David, thank you for the question. And Flynn Trin, thoughts on the Chargers, Flynn? I've got the Los Angeles Chargers going to the AFC title game next year. I am fired up about Mike McDaniel taking the reins and the tackles. Alton Slater being healthy. I truly believe that they were a team that could have competed for a Super Bowl last year if they had both of those guys on the field. So you want to ask me my thoughts? I think the Chargers could be a through and through Super Bowl contender. Flynn Trin, make sure you're following. David Lopez, make sure that you are following. Skylar Dog, we got them Eagles gonna drop. I can see it. I've been talking about it. What do you think about the Saints? I think that the Saints are a team next year that has a lot of momentum going forward, and we're looking at Tyler Shuck and asking the question, can he be our starter? That's all we're asking right now. What do you think about what do you think about Lil Jordan Humphrey might be Do you think so? I don't even think this man's going to see the field. I mean, that receiving core is ridiculous for Sertan Glazer. Is he going to see the field? Let me look up his stats right now. Yeah, that I think it's a joke, but I don't see any production from it. It's all good if it's a joke, but he's not even the top 5 receivers. Taisha, he's your favorite Broncos player. Okay, there you go. I mean, he's a big dog, right? You know, he's what, 6'3", 215 plus. Taisha, good to see you back. Thank you. Thank you for being back on in the chat. Great to have you. Waddle, Sutton, Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims. Zach, Bengals definitely losing in the wild card after Burrow goes down week 16. That is absolutely brutal. Patrick Mahomes, what's going on? Good to have you here. Is that your team? Are you a Chiefs fan? Just a Mahomes supporter? I appreciate you hopping in. It's a Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. But before we start off that weekend, we're just talking football. Got the Chiefs as a contender next year, simply out of respect. And the additions on defense, right? Brett Veach, their GM, he's like, we're going defense. We're going with Woods. We're going with Delane. And they went with our Mason Thomas. So I'm excited about them. I really am. Don't you think the Bills are Super Bowl or bust, Lil D4902? The main reason I don't, Lil D, it's a great question, is one of my best family friends. Let me change my PFP. All good, Patrick Mahomes. And make sure you're subscribed up, my man. I like your energy already. They are like, I just want to get back to the Super Bowl. I want Josh Allen to at least get us there. We've been to 6 straight divisional rounds. And his name's Paul. He's Paul from Buffalo, New York. He's been a Bills fan his whole life. He just wants to get there. And so if one of the diehard fans, he's 65 years old, a good friend of my parents, and I watched the Bills versus Ravens divisional get-round game a couple years ago. We texted a little bit about the game. He watches some of my content. He's like, I just want to see us get there, Lil D. And I'm putting some weight into his opinion on the matter. What's up, Caleb? Good to have you back. But my man, Lil D, 4902, make sure you're following. Daniel, I'm predicting the Texans go to the Super Bowl this year as well. Best defense in football, defensive player of the year, Will Anderson Jr., the whole lot of it, Daniel. We're of the same opinion. You are a ball knower, Daniel. Make sure you are following. We put Dallas with the Steelers. We did, Jason. We did make that move. Apologies, folks. We are just going to make sure to keep the stream going. I got to grab my charger so that the iPad doesn't die. Going live on... We are live on my phone and laptop. There's got to be a better way to do this, but what do we got? Let's see. Packers are not making the playoffs, Travis. Interesting. Are you a Bears fan? Travis, I'm sorry if I don't recall. Are you what's up, Taylor? Good to see you, Taylor McGrath. What's happening? Let's get you in, Travis. Tell us what's on your mind. You don't think the Packers are going to the playoffs next year? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it just got disconnected. We'll get you on another time. Do I think they become contenders, but the Texans have terrible quarterback? I wouldn't quite call Stroud terrible. He played terrible, if you'll allow that statement. Guys, we're going to be here for 10 more minutes. If you have not followed on TikTok, please do so on YouTube right now, guys. Hit that subscribe button right now. This is Blitz with Blender. I appreciate all of you being in here. You're all diehards. All of you clearly have a passion for this sport. If it's late May and you want to come here to talk about power rankings, so hit that subscribe button during the season. I can't wait to see all of y'all. This has been so much fun, and we may come back to do another show later today. Like I've talked about, I got to help my girlfriend out with a couple of things today, and we may be back later, maybe not, but we will be live tomorrow. That is a guarantee. Being completely honest, the Cardinals are not winning a game with that schedule. It is tough. What's up, Travis? Hopefully we connect up this time. Who day from Brother of Thieves? That's exact. What's up, Travis?
I don't think the Packers are not going to make the playoffs. Here's my reason why.
Okay.
Because of the Josh Jacobs situation.
Oh, Josh Jacobs, but it looks like he's not in jail though, Travis. You think that he's that important to Green Bay?
He's still going to be suspended for 9 games.
So you think he's that important to the Packers?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really? Okay. I mean, he did help my fantasy team out last year. I made a trade, Garrett Wilson for Jacobs. Wilson went down with an injury, and my team made a run to the finals. So that helped me out. But Travis, I like what you're saying. Any other last thoughts? We're gonna move this on, but
I don't get if he's suspended. I don't get. Do they still have to go on a trial?
I don't know. I don't know the information. I try and just stick straight to football. To be honest with you, Travis, I just want to talk football and not the off the field stuff.
You know what? What a sickening thing he did.
I honestly haven't tried to look into the details or want to talk about it on the live.
I can't see if we can do this. I can see the Raiders switching spots with Green Bay.
Okay, I got you. So the Raiders switching spots with Green Bay. The Raiders as contenders. Travis, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for talking about that. Do you have a last sentiment before you? Okay. Yeah, we just got to keep it rolling, Travis. I'm sorry to cut you off there. We've got a bunch of comments to get to. You trying to drop it? You just let's see. Panthers are not Jeffrey. Sometimes that's how it rolls, Jeffrey. We just gotta try and keep it towards ball. That's the biggest thing for me. Is just talk about ball. I'm not here to speculate. Talk negatively about anybody, just ball. Cresty, XM, what's up, Cresty? How you doing? I don't know if have I seen you before. I don't know if you're new here. Buckeye Nation, OH, what's up? Great to see you. Oh, you hit me with the OH. I got to hit you with the IO. There we go. Usually it's me first, but you got to me first, so let's get it. What's happening? Happy Friday to you. SLCC 710, Rams house. We got this for sure. They are my pick to win the Super Bowl. I know it's chalk, but also they're the team I feel the most confident about. Goodell probably suspended him. He don't play him. Yeah, and it's the right move, Jeffrey. To your point, we can't allow that. We can't have that. You reversed it on me. You absolutely did. Let's go. And let me know, Buckeye Nation, if you want to come on and request to be a guest. Just talk on here for 60 seconds. We're going to be live for about what do we got here? For about 10 more minutes, and then we got to roll. I gotta get in the car and drive out. We might be live later this evening. What do we got? Why are the Falcons so low? From Awesome Kid. I hate repeating myself, folks, but I mean we have this circulating amount of people. Brother of Thieves, what's on? Sorry if I missed your question. Brother, who day? Brother, put us as contenders. We upgraded the D. Best offenses in the league. I absolutely feel you, Brother of Thieves. But you understand my big concern is just the health of Burrow and that offense. They got to run the football. It was so interesting with Chase Brown at the end of last year where he just popped off the last couple of games. They've been a bottom 4 rushing defense each of the last 4 years. Can they run the football, which will help their defense, and it will help Burrow take some of that amount of volume throwing the ball and opening himself up to potentially getting hit more by throwing the football. I want to see them run the ball. Even more so than Burrow, being incredible. I want them to run the football more next year. My guy, Brother of Thieves. A Gunner. Panthers making a run this year. The football gods told you. It's exactly what we've been considering right now. Weak division. If Carolina's truly that, Bryce Young's the guy. Why not Gunner? I like what you're putting in there. Make sure you are following Gunner. Who do you think is better? I think Will Howard is better. It's not even close. Buckeye Nation. Drew Aller's got a bigger arm. Drew Aller's got more talent. And Penn State said no to Will Howard, right? And what did Will Howard do? He showed everybody that he deserved to be Penn State's quarterback. He deserved to be the quarterback of every team in the country. I knew he got to throw the football to some pretty talented players, had a good run game and a really good defense that turned it on. He still battled. He battled his ass off. He went through adversity. People envy being the starting quarterback at Ohio State, but they don't envy is the attention and how tough it is mentally. Drew Aller succumbed to that pressure, and Will Howard, it elevated him, and it made a diamond with all that pressure, quite honestly. He played unbelievable in the playoff. Coral Edits, Packer locked. Take it easy on the spam, Coral Edits. We're cool, but take it easy. There's so many comments in here. Just make sure to take it easy here. I don't want to mute one of my favorite people that gets in here. No, you're good. You're good. It's just there's so many comments that I don't get to, and I try and read, and I look in the chat. I want to make sure I can get to everybody eventually for the patient people. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you, Boba Edits. Thank you. I personally think the Texans will fall off. Missing the playoffs and CJ around takes a big step. You think CJ's going to get even worse? Oh, my goodness. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. I thought he played as bad as you can play in the playoffs. What team do you think will shock the world to make it way higher than people think? The number one team I have is Tennessee to do that next year. Like people have talked about the Giants. They wouldn't be surprised by the Commanders, the Bengals, these teams that missed it last year. New Orleans is another one. They had a good defense a year ago. I've talked about my concern for losing Davis and Cam Jordan, but the Saints and the Titans would be those teams that had top 10 picks I could see. What's up, Carl Edits? What do you got for me? What's the question? Sam Hartman. No, don't do it because someone else does it, Coral Edits. What's going on, ZIY driver? ZIY, I got to tell you, I'm hopping off in less than 5 minutes. We got to go help out Kelly, my girlfriend. So I'm going to be hopping off here soon. So everybody on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have this large of an audience. At least it's large to me. Thank you for the heart me, Buckeye Nation. It means a lot to have this many people that love this sport and show out and just want to talk ball on a Friday afternoon. There's a lot you could be doing. The sun's probably starting to come out in your part of the country, or if you're watching somewhere else. We do have viewers south of the United States, to the east of the United States, the west, in each and every direction. So if you have not subscribed, please take a second, make sure you are, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube right now. I am probably going to stream tonight. I don't know for sure, though. I don't know if for sure I am going to be. I feel bad for my Cardinals being my home team, having the worst schedule. Yeah, it is a major concern. I don't know if that team, the absolute ceiling for Arizona, like they have an unbelievable year. They shoot up to the moon. Is 7-10 with that schedule that they have right now. Like maybe 8-9. Packers and Bears playoff locks and move up Eagles. You guys really think so? Woodpecker. I like the name. Woodpeckers are consistent. They keep rolling. They're tough. They might not be the smartest, but they keep grinding. The Packers and Bears. So you have what team are you a fan of? Do you like one of those two? Maddox. Just curious so I can have the background there, know how to respond. What's going on, Lucas? How you doing? Are you going live today? We've been live for 3 hours and 13 minutes. We're going to be hopping off here soon. I'm a Niners fan, but by the way, Eagles got to go up as well, Woodpecker. My guy Woodpecker and Maddox, make sure both of you are following. I think that the Eagles are the same as they were a year ago. They're absolutely going to be a contender. They're not going to drop off until we actually see the product on the field that isn't a team that gets to the divisional round in the year before we're in the freaking Super Bowl, right? So obviously we're going to have a lot of respect. Thank you for the follow, Woodpecker. I appreciate you. We're trying to get to 4,000 380 followers on TikTok before I hop off the stream, guys. We only have 3 more minutes. Please make sure to hit that follow button on TikTok. Garrett W., I appreciate you. Only 3 left. And then we are going to hop off this stream. Sammy Jones, thank you so much for the repost. I followed the Saints last season. At the end of the season was pretty nice. Who do you think is the best quarterback running back duo? Man. Quarterback running back duo. It's easy. Stafford and Nakua. Not even that close to me right now. You said running back. So Stafford and Kyron. Is it Goff and Gibbs? Because you would have to go Burrow and hit Chase for the other direction. I might go Kyron Williams. Right, I mean, Mahomes and Kenneth Walker is pretty dang good, if you ask me, right now. Well, one of those. Top 5 receiver duos in football: Cortland Sutton and Waddle at 5. I'd go Lamb and Pickens at 4. I'd go Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown at 3. At 2, Nakua Adams. At 1, Chase and Higgins. And I would go 5 over the Broncos duo. I would go Brown and Devontae, but it looks like that's going to be coming apart. So then I'd go Sutton and Waddle at 6 if we got Brown and Devontae Smith. That would be my top 6 duos, I guess, right now. Let's see. Guys on TikTok, if you have not followed, I'm trying to get 3 more before I hop off this stream. My goal is to get to 4,380. So please hit that follow button. Thank you so much for hopping in here. I have a signed paper by Quentin Lake, but left it at my grandma's house. So go get that piece of paper. Make sure you go get it. Take care of yourself there. But guys, this is the last minute of the stream. Thank you so much for all the support throughout it. I know I keep saying it, keep asking for you to subscribe, to follow. But it does help out a lot. We've been here for almost 3.5 hours just chatting ball. So I appreciate all of you. We are going to hop off right now. So thank you so much for all of it. Bang, bang. Good stuff, Josh, Jeffrey. Thank you so much, Jeff. Yeah, good stuff, Boba Edits. And look, he came in a little late, but we do this every single day and have a bunch of fun doing it. I think people do, from what it seems like, have a good time as well. Hey, I'll come back later if you're live. Have a good day, bro. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Jace, what's up to you? Great to see you. I am hopping off right now, Jace. So everyone on TikTok, make sure that you're following. I am going to hop off right now. I appreciate you. Raphael, where on YouTube? Sorry I was about to hop off, but I don't want to. Where did you do it, Raphael? I don't know exactly where it went down. On YouTube? What's your name on YouTube, Raphael? I didn't get it. Did you put it in? D's? I didn't see it. Did not see it, Raphael. Just DM me, Raphael, if you actually have a legitimate question. I got to run, guys. Thank you for I got you, Raphael. There you go. But Raphael, if there actually is something here, just DM me if you got a question about actually making that happen. But everybody on YouTube, thank you so much. We're going to hop off and end the stream right now. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see everybody later.